What is up, Friday Nighters? Welcome back to another episode of Just Another Friday Night. If you are just joining us and you do not know where you are at, for whatever reason, this weird live came up in the middle of your Facebook scrolling. You are with the Just Another Friday Night podcast. This is Adamantium Adam. We like to call him Double A. And
Hey,
I am
what's up, guys?
and I am CM Chuck of the Just Another Friday Night podcast. We're your two hosts, and we do this every Friday night where we come on here, talk to you live about the world of pop culture, comic books, movies, toys, TV,
anything we like.
Anything we like, pretty much. Yeah. Sometimes it's sports. It's been sports before. Wrestling. We're wrestling fans.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, where is it at? Where are you from?
Everything under the sun, man.
Everything under the sun, a little bit. Kind of related to, I guess, pop culture in some way, form or another. Yeah. But what are you guys doing tonight? How are you doing, Double A? Cheers to you, my friend. There we go. We also like to have a couple of brews on Friday night, guys, if you didn't know. And we welcome you to join the conversation with us here on Just Another Friday Night about whatever the topic is that we're talking about of the night. But before we do that, and let me drink because we toasted. Double A, adrenalize me. What's going on in the world of pop culture this week? As Double A kind of gets through some news, I will go ahead and check the comments. We like to use this first 30 minutes to allow you the chance to join the conversation. Come on in, say hi, say hello. We'll read your comments and invite you in to chat with us and spend Friday night with us a little bit.
Okay, so today's Friday, so a new episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier. Man, the series has been great. I finally got caught up. Super outstanding show. Highly recommend it. Really good story. Really good character development for Sam. Really, I never was really a Falcon fan, so it's making me a Falcon fan. So pretty damn cool. Cool. If you follow Dwayne Johnson, you can see that he's getting bigger and bigger for his role as Black Adam. He said he's finally starting first week of shooting for Black Adam. So. But that dude looks like a damn real comic book, like the way they draw him in the comic book. He's getting that big.
He won't need a padded suit, Mr. The Rock.
No, he won't. He's getting super jacked up.
Yeah. Also, if you guys want to check out his show on Tuesday nights, Young Rock, it's been really great. I'm all caught up on that. Short episodes, like a 30-minute. It is really funny, especially if you're a fan of The Rock. You'll kind of maybe be familiar with some of the anecdotes. We both read his book, the first book he did with WWE, and a lot of it I kind of remember from that. But there's people like Andre the Giant come out, the Macho Man Randy Savage, not the real ones, but actors playing the characters, playing the real people that were in his life. Yeah, excuse me. The Wild Samoans, which were like his uncles. Those were his uncles. So obviously his dad, the guy that plays his dad, Rocky Johnson, does a fantastic job. And it kind of takes place over his life, over being like a young kid, then to being like a high schooler, and then even a collegiate at the University of Miami.
The Hurricanes.
Yeah, and it's been pretty cool. So if you get a chance, check it out. Tell us what you think, whatever. It's pretty funny. I'm really enjoying it. And The Rock himself does come out in it. Speaking of The Rock and speaking of news, guys, if you go to a place that sells The Rock's tequila between May 1st and May 5th, and they serve guacamole, The Rock will pay for your guacamole. So you'll get free guac on The Rock. And I believe that is what the promotion is called, Guac on The Rock. From order his Termana tequila. I've had the Blanco and the Reposado. I like the Reposado better. Both very good, very smooth. If you're like a fan of
tequilas are great because they're usually always very smooth. So
yeah, they're great for margaritas. But I mean, like if you're like a person that shoots tequila and you're always like, oh no, tequila gets me. Everyone that I've let have it, even people that don't really drink, have said, man, this is actually really smooth. And again, I like the Reposado better than the Blanco. So check it out, Termana tequila. And if you go to a place again that serves it, and they also happen to serve guacamole, and you order guacamole between May 1st and May 5th, you're gonna get guac on The Rock. And that's kind of cool, right? The Rock's buying you some guacamole. And are we getting any money from Termana or The Rock? No, we are not. But we're giving them free advertising. Hey, so Rock, if you smell what we're cooking, Just Another Friday Night's cooking, we'd like a little bit of that Termana tequila money if you can. But let's get into some comments. Double A, what do you think? We got some people saying hello.
Steve's here. Cheers, Steve.
Cheers to you, Steve.
I always like when you tell me that, Steve.
Always love that. Oh, you're gonna love the next comment from Steve.
Yes, he's listening to the Frampton Comes Alive album. That is a great fucking album. Love that live album. For a long time, that was the best-selling live album.
Wow.
Making his guitar talk. So great. I mean, it's a great night. It's a great day to be listening to that. Drinking, listening to that album.
Great weather, kind of overcast, not too hot right now here in San Antonio, Texas, where we're at. Steve, I hope you're listening to us as well as to the lovely and amazing sounds of Peter Frampton. My dad's a huge fan also. We always talk about that album, Frampton Comes Alive. Great album. Probably maybe his most famous.
Show you something.
Double A's going to grab something here. I'm going to read the couple more comments. Richard says, "What's up, guys? Rich, what's up, my friend? It's always good when you join us. We really appreciate your love and support, my man." Jerry Davila in the house. Jerry D, guys, we have a very, very cool announcement regarding to Jerry and his show called Totally Rad Podcast. We were recently guests. The episode dropped yesterday. Jerry says, just popping in to say hi. It's family game night, so I can't stay, but look forward to hearing it later. Jerry, we look forward to that also. I'm wearing my Thundercats shirt because we talked all things Thundercats with Jerry D on Totally Rad Podcast. Let me throw that up.
If you're still here, actually has his biography. Do you feel like I do? And then you see in the back, from the Frampton Comes Alive.
Oh man, very nice.
So yep.
Dude, love that. And in regard to what we were saying right here, here's the name of the podcast, guys. Go look it up. Totally Rad Podcast. They've got a page on Facebook. They are at Rad Christmas on Twitter, and they are also on Instagram at Totally Rad Christmas. If it's about Christmas in the 80s, Jerry's talking about it on his show, Jerry D. Great podcasting host. We really had a blast doing his show, talking about the Thundercats. Again, the episode dropped yesterday, and I'm only going to bring this up because it's a testament to what a consummate professional is. When I started hearing it, there was a little bit of audio issues. It sounded like our audio and Jerry's audio was off. And I don't bring that up for a negative reason. I bring it up because when I let Jerry know that, he went in there and he was able to fix it. And I told Double A this. I said, when I reheard it, I was like, man, it was perfectly in sync. Because prior to that, it sounded like Jerry's audio was a little bit ahead of our audio. Like he was still talking and we hadn't yet answered. It was kind of weird. We're no technical gurus. So I told Double A, if that happened to us, I would be like, I don't know how to fix it. The whole thing is screwed. So you guys have seen us have technical issues here. We can't get out of it. But Jerry, what a true master, man. He fixed it up and he's a great host and it sounded awesome. So go check it out. Totally Rad Christmas. We're specifically talking about the Thundercats. And if you want to know how that relates to Christmas, well, you got to hear the episode. So let's see what else. Give me a second here to take this down and put us back up there. And we'll get back into the comments, guys, to see who's joining us.
Jason's here.
Oh, what up, Jason? Hey, welcome, man. Thank you for being here, brother. We appreciate you, man. Anthony Barrera says, what's going on, y'all? What's up, Anthony? How's it going, man? Glad to see you here. Rich says, Black Adam. Oh, shoot. So what? I'm sorry. I kind of scrolled too far, guys. Sorry. Give me a second to read through the comments. Black Adam, can't wait for the movie.
I can't wait either. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. So hopefully he does it right.
And then Anthony says, I was watching it yesterday. Oh, The Rock show? The Young Rock. Yeah, it's a great, funny show, right, man? Tell me, what are some of your favorite parts? Bill is in the house. Bill says Samoas, those are good Girl Scout cookies. And I've actually had a Samoa coffee, Uncle Bill. If you get a chance to go over to Tandem coffee shop owned by our buddies Jesse and Billy, who also own the El Luchador bar, but go over there, Uncle Bill, and ask for the Samoa coffee if they still have it. Pretty damn tasty. Also the Canela coffee, if you guys get a chance. Our friends over at Tandem always doing fun stuff. We get invited out there frequently, and I love their coffee too. So Anthony says Termana. That's it. That's the tequila right there. I should have brought some of that here since I'm giving rock free promos here. Go ahead, Double A. What do you got next?
Richard says awesome shirts. Thanks, Richard.
Thank you, man.
Steve says yes, sir. I think he's talking about the Peter Frampton.
Yes.
Bill says Thundercats. Oh,
totally.
Steve says sweet Double A. Thank you. Anthony says, what do y'all think if The Rock did run for president? Hopefully he does not.
What I think is that I'll vote for him. And in the show, if you're watching it, Double A, the part of the beginning is the running mate.
Yeah.
Did you see who he got?
Who was it?
Ahsoka Tano herself would be his running mate.
Wow.
She's playing a character, though, who's like a general or whatever, a female general. Okay. So it's kind of neat. you know, I support that. I know. I mean, I love Rosario Dawson. He could get her to run as his running mate, and I will vote for them. So, what else we got here? Bill says Christopher Walken's birthday was last month. Awesome. We love Chris Walken. Huge fans of him. What would be a famous best Christopher Walken movie for you?
Deer Hunter.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Deer Hunter, by far.
I love him in Pulp Fiction, but he's also very funny in, oddly enough, Joe Dirt. And he plays Joe Dirt's kind of like dad.
See him in Deer Hunter. Man.
And in Joe Dirt, he's like, does your mother sew? Boom. Tell her to sew that.
Yeah.
Steve says, Double A. Have you been to a Frampton concert?
No, I have not been to Peter, and I'm probably not now that he's been diagnosed, I think, with Parkinson's, I think.
Really?
So he's probably not going to be doing concerts too much anymore. So.
Oh man, I didn't know that about him.
I think it was something. He got diagnosed with something, so I can't remember what it was. But.
Pretty awful. Didn't know that about Peter Frampton.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, we wish him the best with health. You know, they're always doing radical things, especially with stem cells. So who knows? You know what I mean? It could be something.
Yeah.
Aaron says, you talking to me?
I said, you
talking to me? We are talking to you and all the Friday Nighters, Aaron, here at the Just Another Friday Night podcast. I think you may have read the intro there.
Okay.
I always give a lot away if you guys actually read that little paragraph that I write. Anthony says, my favorite part of when The Rock knocked out that one kid who called wrestling fake. That was really rad. Right. Yes, definitely. Do not use the F word, as they say, the bad 4-letter F word in wrestling. Bill says The Dogs of War. Is that with Chris Walken? I haven't seen that one. I also like The Prophecy a lot. I love the first Prophecy. Very cool. He keeps calling humans meat sacks. And those meat bags.
That's what we are.
Rich says Christopher Walken in Suicide Kings. Great movie. Love Christopher Walken in that. You know what? He's really not bad in stuff. It was like a bad Christopher Walken movie. I can't think of any. Obviously, Pulp Fiction. I love him in that.
He was good in Kill the Irishman.
Great in Kill the Irishman. Bill, go watch Kill the Irishman on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Bill also says Ed O'Neill was in it with Tom Berenger. Okay, that's a great cast. I'll watch that. The Dogs of War. Bundy. Okay, where can we stream, Bill? Do you know where? Yeah. Also good in Dutch. Now I know your favorite Tom Berenger movie was that Double A. The Substitute. Oh, Platoon, of course. Platoon.
I gotta Barnes. I gotta go Sergeant Barnes.
Yeah, fuck Barnes.
I probably would be a Barnes guy more than an Elias.
He killed Elias.
Man, maybe he deserved it. He deserved it.
You need that shit to escape reality. I am
reality.
As he's drinking whiskey, I'm like, aren't you escaping reality? With the Jack Daniels, same shit.
It makes you who you really are.
Yeah. Bill says Suicide Kings, yes, good flick. Prophecy. That Anthony says, I know he played the Tooth Fairy with The Rock.
Whoa.
Oh,
really?
You know what? I didn't see that one of The Rock. So there we go. Now
you know what? He was good too in Click. If you're an Adam Sandler
fan. He was good in Click. Kind of like the sage that was in the back of the box.
Kind of like an angel, like some sort of angel. Yeah. Let me see.
I have the DVD, Bill says, and then he says, Biloxi Blues, he was funny. Biloxi Blues, that's a great movie I haven't seen in a long time. Matthew Broderick, Army flick. Bill, thank you for your service, Army guy.
But the Army flick. I still have to say Deer Hunter. Him and Robert De Niro.
Great. I mean, the Deer Hunter is an epic, man. It truly is.
So he goes, check out that centerpiece on the wall, Action Comics. Yes, sir.
That's the one right there.
So I don't know if you remember, but me and my wife, we watch Big Bang Theory a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually have that in their kitchen, that Action Comics. And I was like, man, I fucking love that. You know, I'm like, golly, I love that. I love that so much. And she surprised me and ordered it on Amazon. And I told her that shit's going right in the center. And it's going to stay there.
The one that started it all, guys, my number one guy, let's back this up a little bit. We're rocking the camera, but the first appearance of Superman, this is the one we guys tell you, if you ever run across this at a thrift store or something like that, or in your granny's old estate sale, keep it forever and ever and ever, and in the best possible condition. Give us a call or a message and we'll help you out how to take care of it, because easily over $2 million, over $3 million,
3.2,
the last one, $3.25 million right there. If you have that comic, that's just a metal sign, guys. It's not the real comic book, but easily. I love that centerpiece. You know, it's funny you mentioned having that from theirs and from the Big Bang Theory on their living room. They also in their living room have the Jon Snow's sword.
Yes.
Long claw.
Or yeah.
Long claw. And in my kitchen, I have that kitchen dining area.
Okay.
I have long claw hanging in my kitchen. So shout out to The Big Bang Theory. Obviously, a great show that kind of proved what people were kind of saying at one time would never work, a show about nerds and geek culture, which the whole thing is about. So.
Yeah, but it was only like first 2-3 seasons, and then they got away from it.
Oh yeah. You got to get into those side relationship stories, right? So
y'all should mess with Nene. There you go.
Definitely, man.
How about you do your call right now?
Yeah. Freaking Nene, and then he does like this. I think he does. I don't know how he does. He does kind of like the Pentagon Sierra Miedo. Man. We definitely do mess with Nene. Anthony, for sure, man. The guy's a busy guy, always doing his thing. I'm really happy to see he's working again with one of his old collaborators that I actually worked on a video with them years ago. But if you ever saw the Drop That Thun video, kind of directed by a guy named Jerry Hernandez, which also appeared in the beginning of the video. So we're all kind of in that video. But they're working together, so I think they're going to do great things. I wish them all the best of luck. We're huge supporters, of course, of Nene and his show and his TikTok and the things he does, whatever. So definitely, man. I don't know if we're on his level, Anthony, but we'll take some of his publicity and his fans for sure. They want to like us too. You know what I mean? We're not nearly as funny or comical, but we are about comics. So there's that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Bill says Epic is the deer hunter, and SNL with Walken. Love that too. How about his video where he's dancing on the ceiling with I forget who does that. Spike Jones directed. That's right. Fatboy Slim, I believe. Fatboy Slim video. Go check out that video, Bill, if you haven't seen that. Let's see. Steve says cheers to Action Comics. Cheers. Definitely cheers to that one, Steve, and cheers to you as well. And then Anthony says, prank call Nene. Man, that guy won't give me his number, man. I got to message him on Facebook. Anthony, I wouldn't even know how to prank call him. I'd probably say something like, is your refrigerator running? It is. Well, you better catch it. Because I'm a ham like that.
You'd be like Pennywise?
I'd be just like Pennywise.
The old one?
Yeah, he's got that noisemaker from the 1950s. Yeah, man. No, I definitely do get a kick out of watching Nene's
I guess he
videos.
was calling Richie cheesy, huh?
Yeah, I guess so, right? Double A, we got some a little bit of things to show this week. Did we get all the news? I don't think we did.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, we got a couple things to show this week.
So this was something I saw, because I always try to keep up with the comic book releases, see if there's anything really cool. I told TM I kind of gave up on the new comics. Nothing was really intriguing me too much, but there's always stuff that they release. Like they just released the House of M.
I know. I need to go get that.
So they released this Alex Ross Marvel Comics poster book. If you've seen me and CM throughout these months, we've been showing you like the timeless covers. Well, they finally put all of them in this one big book. It's very big. You can see. I'm putting it right next to CM. It's very big. $27. Not bad. And you get all the timeless covers.
Money well spent. That's the Black Panther, She-Hulk, Namor. And guys, these look gorgeous.
And help me pull out this poster.
See this right here, guys. Look at this. And apparently this is actually, Double A says, in the offices at Marvel.
It's look at full fold out of all the characters he drew.
Every character he drew, and then they're all together. And guys, I mean, that's just.
And what's cool that if you really don't care like too much about like books or anything, you can actually pull these out, and frame them up. You can actually pull all of these out. And then what's cool too is that it's like even a little sketch. So I mean, an Alex Ross sketch, pretty fucking cool.
Very, very nice.
For $27.
And Double A says on the back of each picture, there's like a little write-up
he writes why he drew them this certain way, why the costume, why the certain, features, why Spider-Man's even looking up, so all that stuff. So really cool stuff, really interesting stuff. CM is going to jump right on this.
Yeah, I already pre-ordered on Amazon. So I'm a huge fan of Alex Ross. We know we both are, guys. And what's cool is that those timeless covers we've been showing,
I don't have one right here.
We had some hanging right now.
We've been showing like almost like for a few months already.
But it's just like their head. You know what I mean? Like you're just seeing kind of their like maybe like a profile shot. So this is cool because you get to see the entire top to bottom. And man, guys, he does everything with paint. So it's like real paint you're seeing. It's very, very awesome. So go check it out.
Like I said, if you don't care about like the books ruining the books or anything, you can rip them right out. You know,
yeah, and get them framed. It looked like
framed
they were maybe by like 9x11s or something like that.
Yeah,
so you get one of those nice frames and put them in there, and that's just a beauty. I pre-ordered right away. I shouldn't have used Amazon. I should have gone to my local comic shop, but support your local comic shops. But you know, hey, it is what it is, right, guys?
Yeah.
So let's see here. Dave Lopez in the house of Dave, what's up, man? Where you been? We're missing you, brother. Welcome. Jason says, you think the new Mortal Kombat movie is any good?
Yeah, it will be good.
I think it will be good, Jason. It's not out yet, but when it comes out on HBO Max, I know that we'll both be watching it probably first night. Yeah. You know what I mean? No doubt. So it looks
the
amazing.
23rd.
The 23rd. Okay, great. Yeah, Mortal Kombat, guys. Let us know what you think. Check it out
next week. Right?
Oh wow, yeah, that's right. Yeah. We're already like at the 14th.
Holy shit! Yeah, we're in the 16th. Yeah, today's the 16th. So.
It reminds me, I got to fix the title on the episode. So put the episode number in the season that we're in. So,
Steve says I should buy 2 so I can read one out for the picks. Yeah,
that might be something I would do, Steve. I probably end up buying another one anyway. So thank you, Steve. Great idea. I will do that.
Richard says the previews to it look great. I think it'll be a great movie. Bill says been watching Stargate SG-1. What's your take on SG-1? I don't really know anything. I only saw Stargate. I like Stargate. The mythology sounds cool about all that stuff. So
I like that they took and decided to do a show. I also haven't seen it, Bill, but I love the Stargate movie. I think
they
we both
it's different. They say it's a little different, but they kind of explain more like of Raw, his race.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that they're really powerful beings.
Now, is anybody playing like the Kurt Russell character, or is it like an entirely new?
The one who, I forget his name. The one who plays MacGyver.
Yes, I know who you're talking about. His name escapes me right now.
Yeah.
He's playing the Kurt Russell character?
He plays the Kurt Russell
Okay. So the same characters come back, so that's kind of cool. I do like that. But I haven't seen it, Bill, but I would definitely give it a shot because we always thought that was cool. Like it felt like there was more story to be told.
Yeah.
And I remember that I feel like there were talks about
a sequel, and why it was never made, I don't know, because Stargate was a hit.
Yeah.
So I don't know why it never got made.
And there was a video game on the Sega Genesis, so that I can date myself here. There was a video game on the Sega Genesis that I played that was a lot of fun. And you would be fighting kind of those big guys with the big heads. Yeah. And you'd be shooting that. You had that kind of that staff that they had to shoot them with. You'd get different guns, and you were kind of playing as Kurt Russell. It was a lot of fun. So, yeah. But that's awesome that you're enjoying that, Bill.
And he said, and he gave us the answer.
Richard Dean Anderson. That's his name.
And he said, we'd like it.
Okay. Where are you streaming it at, Bill? Let us know that. I always like to know the streamers. Here we go. Sorry about that. Let me show you guys something I picked up here.
Yeah, no, this is some cool shit that CM has.
I ordered this, and you're like, "What's that?" And I was like, "What's this too?" When it came, because I was like, "I remember ordering that shit." But, I don't order any Fantastic Four stuff. I'm like, but then I was like, "Doctor Doom, that's right up my alley." So check this out, guys. So they've been doing a bunch of old toys. Okay, they've been doing a bunch of new toys, but they're putting it in the old packaging. So this is from the old Fantastic Four cartoon.
I remember those.
But one of my favorite characters, Dr. Victor Von Doom.
For a long time, considered Marvel's top villain for a longest time, right, Tina?
Yeah, I think I'd say up till the time of Thanos, whatever. It comes with these 2 books, and I kept seeing people with this figure, or I kept seeing it online, and he was I thought it was a statue because they show him with the alternate hands where his hands are open and he's holding the books, so it looks really cool. So if I run across another one, I'll open it, because I'll get one and open it, because this comes on what they call like a blister card. You see how it's on this? So it's like if I open it and I tear it open, I can't repackage it in there. So other ones come in those bigger boxes, you can put them back and figure back in. But I just thought it looked super cool. Look how he looks, right? It's like they redid an old figure and they made him look way more detailed. It comes with these 2 books. The one has Doctor Strange's symbol on there. You can catch our ring light there. But kind of neat packaging, right? It's got the back.
It's very cool.
Yeah. I love Doctor Doom, so I'm a huge supporter of Doctor Doom, and they need to get him right so that
good luck.
We can enjoy him. Well, you think Feige and the guys to get it right?
I hope so. Because they always talk about Marvel never having that villain. He can be that villain.
Yeah.
So.
And you don't kill him off. You keep him going.
Don't kill him off.
Like, you gotta have him keep going,
Now
so this is something that AA cool. showed me. I loved it. I saw where it was going to be at local comic shop. I was going to go get it. Good thing I didn't, because when I first saw it online,
that's crazy that you don't
I'd already ordered it. It came in the mail. I was like, "What's this big box?" And I opened it, and I was like, "Oh wow!" I ordered it directly from the distributor, which is WB. So I was like, "Oh, I'm dumb." So I ordered something I didn't even know. But
you could have had 2 of them, and you could have opened it.
I know. Well, you'll see in a minute. I'm going to open this for you.
Oh wow!
Anyway,
Okay.
So check that out, guys. It's Superman, kind of
It says Ascending.
Ascending. Look at that. If you can see the back. That's maybe a better picture.
That's a great size too.
And because you can open this, I'll show it to you guys. So I had already opened it here.
Okay.
Double A, what are we doing in comments, though?
Okay. David says, just watch some fan theory. Now this was interesting. I was reading this while you were talking. Dave says some fan theory that Joker from Justice League is actually Tim Drake. CM.
Oh,
He goes,
okay.
have y'all heard that theory before?
And no,
but I like it if that's true. But man, why would Batman be so negative to him though, right?
So is the suit that he sees?
But then why would Batman be so negative though on him? Remember how he like they talk at the end, like he's all like, "I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna fucking kill you." So, I don't know. That's a cool theory.
That's a cool theory. Yeah, definitely. That definitely adds another layer to it. Kind of like if you remember, I don't know if you got to hear the last episode there, but one of the things people were talking about was that, you know, Lois is pregnant, but it's not with Clark's baby, it's with Bruce's baby that they conceived while he was dead. I hate that too. I'm like, that's never
because Bruce doesn't get anyone.
But it seems like whatever is dark, Snyder is like, I'm going right down that alley.
One of them down right now.
So the Tim Drake thing, I mean, like that would totally be. Although, wouldn't it make more sense for him to be the Jason Todd if Joker was going to be?
No, because like I said, you see, Return of the Joker, the animated movie. He twists Tim Drake, so that would actually be pretty cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He kind of would assume.
That's why I say you need to watch that one on HBO Max. It's called Return of the Joker. He tortures Tim pretty bad.
Okay.
Really bad.
I need to check that one out for sure.
You know, Tim just breaks down bad. It's a good movie.
Interesting stuff.
Steve says y'all both have great collections going, guys. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Steve.
Who has the most pieces between y'all? I don't know. That's a good question.
I would think that this guy does for sure. Yeah. Let me show you guys
some really cool pieces.
Soup right here.
Like that's fucking outstanding.
And guys, you know, me and Double A were talking about
look how big this one is.
Yeah. Why are some of these becoming more affordable? And it's because if you hold it, it's made out of like it's not glass, guys. It's made out of like a PVC, like some type of a hard plastic. Man, and you showed your Serpentor last week, and it's kind of made out of the same thing, like a really hard plastic. If this fell, guys, it's not going to shatter. So that's kind of good.
But this cape looks great. And the definition on him is fucking outstanding. That face is great.
Yeah.
Man, oh man.
Well, one of the things for me, guys, when it comes
to have to get this.
Yeah, there you go. I like that answer. When a Superman that I love has the yellow S on the back of the cape. So let me just show you all real quick. So for me, my Superman always has the yellow S on the back of the cape, just like Christopher Reeve did. I'll give y'all a closer look shot here. It's like a hard plastic. And again, if this tips over, it's not going to break. I mean, like that's what's kind of makes me feel like more safe about it, you know. But I'll probably put it back in the box for it. Well, you know, I might put this on the shelf. I think I'll put it on the shelf.
That's awesome.
But love Superman, and you know another thing, right? I love this one.
Man, what a great pose.
That's it. That's one of the main things is that my dad had bought my my nephew, who has a very famous name. I won't say it here, but yeah, my dad bought for my nephew a Superman a poster, and it's like on canvas, right? Like it's like kind of like already stable down, but it's just a printed picture, but it's like a canvas poster, so you can hang it up with like a nail on 2 nails and hang out. But in that one, it's pretty much Soup from like the waist up, and he's in that pose like this, so you can't even really kind of just see but the top of the S. But that's what really made me want to buy this one is that I was getting to see the top of the S.
That looks super fucking sweet.
Guys, we're getting right up to that first 30-minute mark. Let's read through a few more of these comments.
Richard likes the Superman. Says it looks
Thank
badass.
you very much.
He says great buy. And Steve says, do they make them out of glass?
This is not glass.
But he says, do they make them out of glass?
Oh, yes. They do have many that are made out of glass. You'll know because this was about $50. When it's pretty much over that, then you're probably getting into like a glass piece. Which, you know, a lot of little things can break and stuff like that on those, Steve. So that's will be my heartbreak if I got something like that and it would be the shelf dropped or whatever. It would be like
that's why I was so afraid to put up the Red Sonja and Vampire.
You told me that they had some pretty delicate, but they make them out of a lot of different stuff now, Steve, like pewter and like just a different material. Like I said, this one's like a really hard plastic, but it looks like a freaking statue. So what else we got?
Beautiful.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, cool. So we got okay, awesome.
Steve says it's worth it. I would say so.
I think so, Steve. Yeah, I mean, if you just want something cool to look at, conversation piece in your house or on your
this
coffee
is an
table,
expensive hobby though. So
yeah, if you're gonna go down that road, I would say get yourself a couple of pieces that you really enjoy, and then go from there. Guys, we're caught up on comments. We're right up at the first 30-minute break. Every 30 minutes we take a quick break so that we can read through your comments. But after this first break, since we've been reading your comments, we're going to take a quick short second, and then we'll be right back for everyone here listening on the audio. Guys, if you're joining us on Facebook Live, you know that we don't go anywhere during this break. We use every 30 minutes to allow our audio stream to upload. As we do that, that's when we get ready to go to the next part of the show. So every 30 minutes we take a break and read through the comments. Andrew Edward Benitez himself in the house. Freaking Nene in the house. My man, thank you so much for joining us. Anthony kept saying that we should join you. Nene says that we are cute. We know this, Nene. Thank you for affirming that. Nene, where are you going to be at next? What's going on? Anthony would like me to ask you if your refrigerator is running. It is. Well, you better catch it. Boom. Prank call right there. Nailed it. So, yeah, anyway, I'm going to put up my hunk of a Superman right here.
Yeah, I mean, if you see that drawing I got right there, see him? Right in front of me, it kind of looks like that Superman too.
Oh right? yeah, very much. Is that the John Byrne?
No. It was. You know what? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I think it is.
I really love that kind of rendition of him as well. I feel like it's closest to the Christopher Reeve one.
Guys, we've got some pretty exciting stuff coming up. We are going to go deep into the Falcon and Winter Soldier. After that's over, we'll probably do it the week afterwards.
So 1 week after the final.
So episode. You can expect us to really go deep down in that one. I was really surprised and blown away by how good that show is. So I can't really wait to tackle that and get what y'all think about that show. Y'all's opinions. Who's the standout character? Who's the one that you hate the most? I think that's a pretty easy one right there.
Right.
From everything I've been reading, the easiest person they hate, and it was not Zemo.
Yeah,
which I'm surprised.
It was not the stereotypical bad guy. And you guys know that I love to post the popular memes. I've been saving them after every episode. On our Instagram, I'll put up some of the popular memes as we do our promoting throughout the week.
We got some fun stuff coming up for the May the 4th stuff. I heard it was Selena Day today.
Oh yes,
her birthday
if it
today.
is happy Selena Day.
It would have been her 50th birthday.
Wow, can you imagine?
I know.
That?
No,
Here
I can't.
is to the gorgeous and lovely Selena.
Always forever 23.
Yes, may you rest in peace, Queen. Love Selena. We're huge fans of hers here. And I see that there's going to be a second half of the show.
And I can't wait because the first season was really good.
Okay, I need to catch up.
My wife's probably going to hate if they actually show her being killed. So I don't want to see that either.
I can't imagine the family allowing that.
They have to be because it's in a way it's still keeping Selena alive.
Yeah.
In memory. So like I said, they don't look like the characters, but you know what? They do a great job. Yeah. Rosita does do a great job.
Christian Serratos is beautiful. Yeah. So, I mean, I just like looking at her. So, I mean, she could play anything and wear a garbage bag. And
but that show's been really good. That show was really good. You should watch it. You and Jess, you guys should watch it.
Yeah, I need something else to kind of fill my time with.
It's great. It shows like the band, like the rise of the band.
Yeah, you know what? I did. I watched the first couple episodes and I noticed that too. It focused more on the other bandmates.
I really like that because AB is actually a very important part of the songwriting process. Right. He's a producer, all that stuff. So
and her sister is an executive producer on the show, right? Yes. So that's kind of a bigger role for her to have too. Kind of because she kind of famously didn't really want it. You know what I mean? That wasn't really what she wanted to do. So. Guys, are you watching the Selena show? Did you watch it? What did you think about it? It was one of the ones that dropped all at once. And it kind of, I hope that it didn't suffer from what we sometimes say happens is that when a show does drop all at once, you watch it all at once and then it's behind you.
Kind of forget, like Cobra Kai did.
Right. That's like what Cobra Kai. We had to do our episode right away on the entire season. It's hard to deep dive because it's like, you're doing like all the episodes at once.
That's what I'm saying. I'd prefer this week to week. That's how I prefer it. So
yeah.
Anthony says, who's y'all's favorite superhero? If everyone knows, mine's Wolverine.
And mine is the man I just put down right here, Superman right here. Action Comics #1, Anthony Superman. So I'm normally wearing my bracelet, but I don't have it on today.
That's right.
But I normally wear my Superman.
Richard says she was a great person, gone too soon. Yeah. Steve says I need to find a Herculoids piece or two.
I need to look up more about Herculoids and the Valachi papers. Steve's always pushing us on the Valachi papers.
Yeah.
And I've actually looked it up, Steve, to try to buy a copy. And man, it still goes for pretty expensive. It's not easy to find. So
and see Steve right there, he goes, I think AB was the one to make the band, and it really shows a lot of what AB does. From writing the songs to coming up with the beats to producing the albums. He's a very, very important part of the Selena band. So it did a really good job of showing how important AB was to her career. So it was very cool.
And I'll put out an open invitation right now. If any of the stars or the actual Quintanilla family would like to be on Just Another Friday Night, will you guys come on?
We can go to Corpus. We can go to Corpus.
Our door is always open. We like to drink beer. We can jam to your music. You can tell us.
And her music's great. It's probably the only Tejano music that I probably would listen to, that I probably would be putting on purposely.
So I just love to that whenever something happens with her, it kind of puts a little bit of a light on San Antonio too. Because even though she wasn't from here, she was so closely tied to us.
But the show, it shows like the Grammys, the Tejano Grammys were always held here.
Really?
And
that's right.
Shows
that's right.
the tower.
Years.
It shows the tower a lot of times. And her
very
being
cool.
Here in San Antonio.
So did you read anything, Double A? Did they film here at all? Or?
I don't know, but you know what? My wife remembered when she opened the store here in San Antonio.
That's right.
I don't remember that at all.
It was on Broadway.
But my wife loved it. She really loved it.
Very cool.
I think she said she bought some stuff from that store. So
that's awesome. I remember they would call her the Mexican Madonna and things like that. And that was a pretty big person to be compared to, obviously. And of course it's also awesome that she was Mexican and Latina, like we are.
But it was funny though, because she didn't speak Spanish, which I thought I was like, wow,
which I can also relate to.
But that was really surprising. But she sings it really well. She sings it really well. So
I couldn't sing in Spanish. So.
Stevie says yes, sir. Jason says the guy that played Pinhead will be at Traders Village next weekend. I think it's a newer Pinhead, not the classic Pinhead.
Okay.
And Jason, thanks for bringing that up, because Ray Park will be at Heroes on the 24th, but he will be at Traders on Sunday.
Oh, nice.
Darth Maul himself will be at Traders Village. So
they charge guys for picture and autograph.
So he's charging $60 for a signature. You can get the combo for $100 if you want a picture and a signature. I already got a picture with Ray Park, but I don't have something signed from Darth Maul from him.
Interesting.
When I took a Snake Eyes trade paperback that he wrote.
Wow. Okay.
So that's what I took to him for him to sign. So this time I kind of want something Darth Maul.
So I have his autograph on my Star Wars box set on his picture, the painted picture of him. But I don't have a picture with him. So I would say,
and I think the picture's not too bad. I think it's pretty
40, maybe.
Okay. Yeah. So
I would say, can I get a picture with my autograph that I already got from you with you in it?
You should bring it. Yeah, why not?
He would say, "Well, I'm going to charge you to put that in." No, I don't think you do that. It's very cool. There's a very famous video on YouTube of Ray Park, playing with somebody's lightsaber, like at Alamo City Comic Con.
Every time someone brings that guy's saber, man,
that guy's got the moves.
You know what?
Man.
If you've seen the first G.I. Joe movies, the first two, he was a great Snake Eyes. Perfect role.
X-Men, he's Toad in the first one.
He was the Headless Horseman in Sleepy Hollow.
Really? I didn't know that.
Playing the Headless Horseman. Cool. Not Christopher Walken.
Another Christopher Walken one, though. Speaking of Christopher Walken, said. Yeah, awesome. Good update there on that stuff going on at Traders.
It says, when you're a bodybuilder and you get hemorrhoids, they are called Herculoids.
Or I guess Hercules is, Hercules. But yeah, that's a good one, Bill.
All right.
Nice. All right. Okay, guys. Well, let's get into the conversation. Double A, can I trouble you for a beverage?
Yeah, I think you're really going to like this deep dive that we're doing. It's going to be really fun, and you probably know a lot of this man's work. So.
Steve says he's famous, but not Iron Man famous. I like that.
Okay.
Steve. That's a great one. So I'm going to definitely search some more. Guys, we hope that you're ready for the episode. If you read through anything at all of the beginning there, then you'll know what we're talking about. But let me bring us back to the audio audience. Then hang out, keep commenting, join the conversation, tell us what you think. And then in 30 minutes, we'll take another break, and then we'll read through your comments and hear your take on it. But for right now, we'll get back to the audio recording and talking about our topic of the night. Guys, if you are joining us on the audio version of the show only, and again, remember that go to youtube.com and search Just Another Friday Night. Right now, we've got to search us. When you see our little logo, hit that there, subscribe to us. We're trying to get up to 100 subscribers. We're stuck right at around 40.
But just type it in because apparently it's not too hard because we have about 570 views on our Justice League episode on YouTube. So people are finding us.
By and far, our most impressive episode, our Justice League Snyder Cut episode. But yeah, there's 2 videos that pop up. One is like a song called Just Another Friday Night, and the other thing is like a band.
Yeah, that's right.
But number 3 is our little white logo with our mic on there. Click on that, hit subscribe, mark the little bell. We only do 1 video a week right now as it's our episode that comes out. Yeah. And when you see that, then you'll be subscribed to our YouTube channel, and every Friday you'll get a ding, and that'll be our full episode, including comments and everything. It comes out. I do
just
it
like I
tonight.
said, just subscribe. You don't have to see our shit.
Yeah, all I do is that all I ask is that you watch 30 seconds of it. If you watch 30 seconds of it, I'm happy.
Give us a view, and that's it.
You get to see our old episode with Mario Delgado here, our deep dive on who's the best and who's the greatest of all time in the NBA.
That was fun.
You want to know more about our favorite comics? We do a whole episode. I think it might not be on there. That might be just audio. It might be a little too far back. But either way, there's a bunch of great stuff on there. We've got other guests that we've had on there, friends of ours, friends of the show that have been on there. And don't forget, guys, like I said, too, we were recently on another podcast called Totally Rad Christmas. Go check it out. Go look them up on Facebook and on Instagram and on Twitter at Rad Christmas. And through any of those, you can find the link to the show. I reposted it in our Facebook group, The Friday Night Faithful, and I reposted it on our Facebook page, Just Another Friday Night. And we talk all things Thundercats. That's why I'm rocking my Thundercats shirt tonight in honor of the show Totally Rad Christmas that we were on yesterday.
Yeah, he did it real early. So that was really cool for us to kind of be early.
Yeah.
He told us he wasn't going to release it for like a few weeks. And then he was like, you know what, for the 1 year,
his 1 year,
I'm going to release this one as a special.
So Jerry talks about all things 80s around Christmas time. So he did a Lethal Weapon episode with the other one.
Like Lethal Weapon, anything a little Christmas in the 80s, Die Hard, Lethal Weapon, Who's the Boss, anything, any little thing that's connected to Christmas, he will do.
If like one of your favorite episodes was like the Christmas episode of like we said, Who's the Boss?
Yeah.
He talks about that. He talked about his Gremlins episode was great. There was even an issue of X-Men that was Christmas.
On issue 143 after the Days of Future Past. 2 issues, so that's pretty damn cool.
And he covered that issue, so very cool. This is it at the bottom here. Totally Rad Christmas. Go check him out. Jerry D's a great host.
I know you say you're going to be listening, but man, if you get a chance, do a MASH one. MASH had a Christmas episode in the 80s.
Oh,
so that'd be funny. That'd be cool. So
request right there.
Yeah.
And Jerry's got some really funny, really great segments. In fact, you get to hear us both do an impersonation if you want to go check it out. So if you want to hear us do impersonations, go check out.
Just vote for either one of us so we can get a sticker.
Yeah. Please vote for one of us.
Vote for CM or for me. Don't vote for Jerry.
Yeah,
sorry, Jerry.
I accidentally voted for myself earlier, but then I voted for Jerry on my personal because I felt bad.
Oh, damn it. We want that sticker so we can put it on our fridge.
I know. And guys, if you want to know where we are on Twitter or Instagram, if you don't know yet, we are at JAFN Podcast. And guys, I do want to remind everyone that right now I got shirts for the Friday Night, just for the Friday Night Podcast, for the Friday Night Faithful. All you Friday Nighters out there, $20 a t-shirt.
Yeah, guys, just send us money. We'll either we can meet up with you or we can ship it out to you. So it's not a big deal.
I've been trying to get out a little bit more, at least like to go to Tandem and drink coffee, or sometimes I'll go to El Luchador, maybe have a beer. And if I'm there, I'll bring the merch and I can meet you there and get you the merch there. One of those spots. If not, then
like I said, we can just ship it out to you.
Yeah.
If that's easier for you, that's easier for us. We can go to the post office. We can mail it out to you. So it's not a big deal.
Totally. Yeah. Let us know.
Whatever way you want.
Please.
Yeah.
We want to we want to sell through those shirts so that we can get into the next round of things we want to buy. Again, like I said, webcam.
Like I said, we're trying to just make the show better. So
totally.
That's our plan, our goal. So thank you all for buying a shirt.
Yeah, the people that have already purchased, we appreciate that. Friday Nighter Joe already purchased one. He hasn't even got the shirt yet, so I'm sitting on his shirt. Sorry, Joe. And good luck to your kiddo tonight at the game. Go Hornets. All right, without further ado, guys, don't forget, every 30 minutes we take a break. So we'll read through your comments and we want you to join the conversation. Tell us what you're talking about tonight.
I've had a very shitty week. And so when we talked about this, I was really excited because this is one of my favorite filmmakers.
He's also one of my favorite filmmakers, despite some controversial comments recently in recent years about something that I love also.
Who doesn't make controversial comments?
I know, everybody. I know, right? And ourselves included, maybe? I don't know. not on Jerry's podcast. We were very nice on there on the Totally Red Christmas. So go check it out. It's I feel like a very wholesome show. I really
that's great. That's great.
But tonight is not going to be so wholesome. Tonight,
and this guy is not wholesome when it comes to his language.
No, he's not. And in fact, if you read through the intro that I do here that comes out, we asked if you're talking to us. Are you talking to us? I don't see anybody else around. You must be talking to us. And if you don't find that funny, you think we're like maybe you should. We're like a couple of clowns.
You think I'm a comedian?
You think we're here to amuse you? Oh, no, you're wrong again. We're talking about the man himself. The reason why I have my glasses on tonight, catching all this shitty glare, is because the man wears them only thicker frames, and he's got eyebrows like two caterpillars. I should have had my lady do two caterpillar eyebrows on me. But if you know who we're talking about yet, he was the voice of the other fish on Shark Tale.
Oh man, I was wondering if you're going to bring that up. All right.
But we're not talking about his acting. We're talking about the man's directing. If you talk about the greatest directors of all time, his name will definitely come up.
Yes.
His Oscar came way later than it should have.
Way later.
Because the man is an icon. He's admired by your favorites and our favorites. My favorite director is Quentin Tarantino.
He was part of that whole great 70s group that came out and just revolutionized.
UCLA? USC.
Well, just that group that came out in the 70s and just tore up the fucking box office, from Steven Spielberg, that George Lucas, the Brian De Palma.
I believe they did go to one college, and I think it was USC in Southern California.
So, man, that whole great group, and Martin Scorsese.
We call him the Goodfella of cinema because he really is a good fella, from what we've seen and heard, except for the whole comic book movie thing. But I mean, man, Double A, where do you? 50-year career.
Yeah, 50-year career. About 25 movies he's directed. Most of them like very epic. I've seen about 15 of those 25 movies, which I was kind of surprised. And I was really surprised too when I looked over it. He has like a really great varied resume.
Yeah.
When you really look at it, when you hear Martin Scorsese, you kind of think gangs, right? Just mobster movies, gangs.
Yes, right. Mafia movies, gang movies.
He's done black comedies. He's done psychological thrillers. He's done sports movies. He's done autobiography movies. You know, he's done old time Hollywood, like a tribute to old time Hollywood movies. You know, and music videos. Music videos.
He's documentary style.
If you guys like the band, The Last Waltz is always considered to be the greatest filmed concert ever. And when you see The Last Waltz, it actually is great looking. It's beautiful looking. It's the band. I love the band. I'm a big fan of the band. I actually have that vinyl over there. The 40th anniversary. It's beautifully shot. Very beautifully.
And you've seen
shot.
it, The Last Waltz.
Oh, yeah. Over and over.
That's your favorite song is from the band.
Yes,
right?
The Wait.
The Wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've not seen that. I would love to watch it.
If you don't even like the music of the band, just look how it's filmed, and you will see why it's always called the greatest filmed concert ever. Yeah. The Rolling Stones even got him to direct one of their latest concerts. When
I looked at his credits on IMDb, I saw a lot of Michael Jackson things came out on there. If you want to talk about the stuff that we actually own, one of the things I own is it's a DVD. It's called Michael Jackson Number Ones. That's directed by Martin Scorsese. I thought it was just a collection of music videos. Didn't think it required a director, but you know, you'd be surprised, guys. One of my favorite stand-up comedy specials is The Kings of Comedy with the late great Bernie Mac.
Great title. Don't tell me he did that.
Yeah, no. But in relation, But Spike Lee actually did it. And you're like, well, what do you need a director for stand-up comedy? They're standing there. No, Spike Lee does it so dynamically that you can see that there's direction involved and there's directing involved in the Kings of Comedy stand-up. So to know that Martin Scorsese did something like that,
and like I said, if you look at The Last Waltz. Beautiful. And his producing credits go on and on and on and on. Yeah. I'm watching right now my way through Boardwalk Empire, my first watch through. He directed the very first episode. Very nice. But the whole thing is really excellent. I think his hands were all over it in some form or another. And I mean, you know, it's also 1920s, Prohibition era, gangsters and stuff like that. So anything that he touches that's dealing with that is going to be great. Deals with obviously the New York stuff. We know he's a New Yorker, very famous New Yorker. So the man's resume pretty much speaks for itself. Yeah, I mean, just revolutionary in the crime film drama. Francis Ford Coppola with the Godfather movie is great, but then it seems like Martin Scorsese kind of turned it up even more. Yeah, with just everything, the more violence, the language, the film, it looks very real. Like when you see like Casino, Goodfellas, Taxi Driver, those movies are just
right.
They just feel gritty. They feel real, more so than any other crime movie that you've seen.
Yeah, if you go back to our episode where we talk about it's called Gangs of Friday Night that we did, we talk about our favorite mob movies and mafia movies. Obviously, we mentioned Goodfellas and Casino. And we talk about The Godfather as well, but there's some beats within Marty's stuff where it's like it kind of peels back a little bit of kind of like the almost the elegance of like The Godfather, where the mob was really supposed to be some type of like, this really pristine thing. And Marty's movies are definitely more gritty where it peels it back. And it's like, what this is, even in Goodfellas, there's the famous line. She's like, I thought this was like the Cosa Nostra, but it's like, they got bad hair. They look bad. They look aged. And you're like, shit, that's really how it probably was. Because obviously he worked with Nicholas Pileggi.
The writer of Casino, the writer of Goodfellas. Yes.
Right. So this is a guy that was, interviewing and getting in with the guys that were doing the real things. You know what I mean? So when he wrote those books and then Marty is going to base his movies off those books, you're getting pretty much like a firsthand account. Pileggi interviewed the real Henry Hill.
Yes, he did. The real, it's Sam Rothstein, but it's like Frank Rosenthal, the real one, So a lot of true stuff from a lot of these real life mobsters, real life situations. The other thing too that's always like a hallmark of the Scorsese movies is soundtracks.
Oh, I know.
His soundtracks are always great, and you can usually always hear a Rolling Stone song or two in most of his movies. Yeah. So
especially "Give Me Shelter," he loves "Give Me Shelter," right? He uses that song quite a bit.
So. Like I said, hallmarks, the pause, where they freeze all of a sudden, and then you hear the narration. That's like another thing too. The narration of his movies by the characters, So I mean, there's just so many hallmarks that a lot of people get from Martin Scorsese. That if you look at some of the crime movies, like Kill the Irishman has a lot of Martin Scorsese stuff.
Oh yeah. I mean, people have often called Tarantino, who my favorite director, they've called him pretty much a copy. They're like, they say it's almost obvious the things that he pulls away from Scorsese.
I mean, like the language, right?
Well, there's that. Yeah. I mean, kind of like sometimes the feel of the violence in the earlier ones, like Reservoir Dogs,
big time Reservoir.
You might not be doing what Marty does as a hallmark as a director, but you're creating a hallmark, which is a hallmark of, oh, he always does this. Well, I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to do this. So like Tarantino has like the trunk scene where it's that camera angle.
Yes.
Or he includes the woman's feet. He always includes the feet in a shot. Those have become Tarantino hallmarks. But Marty had his own hallmarks, and so did Hitchcock. Before that, Hitchcock would put himself in all of his flicks and all that. But that's kind of neat, though. You know what I mean? You can definitely see where he's influenced by him, I mean, man, he just does great work. I mean,
he really does, and like I said, it's a varied body of work. And a lot of those movies are ones I really enjoy away from the gangster movies. One of my favorites is, and I barely saw it like this year, was The Last Temptation of Christ. It's a long movie, but it's really interesting because he doesn't focus like on the Bible. He's actually focusing. This one is Willem Dafoe.
Great That's job. Jesus, right?
And Harvey Keitel is Judas. One of Marty's guys. Marty's guys, Harvey Keitel. It's looking at it differently. It's kind of looking at it as if, yes, Jesus is a man. He knows what's going to happen, and he's scared to death about it.
Yeah.
He's scared to know that he's going to be tortured. He's scared to know that he's going to die. And it's a very interesting, and it kind of makes me even feel more sympathy for Jesus like that, actually, than him, just being like, okay, I got to die. I gotta die for humanity. Here we go. When you're actually gonna die, when you know you're actually gonna get tortured, any man is gonna be scared.
You'd be afraid. You'd be
be scared because the brutality is coming. Your death is coming. You know it. And
Imagine someone telling you that tomorrow. Hey, this is what we're gonna do to you. These specific things.
We're gonna whip you. We're gonna shred your flesh off.
Yeah, you would wither. I would wither. I would be like, not like that. I don't want like that.
Great. It's a long movie. It's almost like about 3.5 hours or three and a half hours, but it's great. It's a great film. And
how's the pacing? Does it feel like it?
No, it feels great.
Okay.
Like for me, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like I said, because it gives you situations that you just don't see.
Right.
And you're just like, wow, I can identify with that.
Yeah. And it was controversial in its time, right?
Of course it is.
Yeah.
And any movie,
anytime you touch on religion stuff,
Passion of the Christ was very controversial when it came out. Now all the churches always say, watch Passion of the Christ. But it made me feel good to know that, yes, even Jesus was scared.
Right.
Now I don't know if that's really true. I don't know, but for
a different perspective of it,
it's kind of like, damn,
interesting.
Like, yeah, I would be scared. I am a man.
Yeah, totally.
And it's great. There's not really a lot of bad language.
Yeah.
There's not really a lot of violence.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of Scorsese movie than what you're used to.
Interesting.
And I really enjoyed it. And it's great to see this kind of other side of Martin Scorsese that, he's not just this one-dimensional director. He can go out and do something like this.
Sure.
And it was it was a beautiful movie, beautiful casting. And I feel like I identified more with the Jesus character.
That's one of his that I have not seen. We've talked about it off air before. I would love to watch it.
It's on Amazon Prime. I think you can see it.
Okay.
But it's a long movie. So if you do want to check it out, if you do want to see why it's controversial, I would tell you, look at Amazon and give yourself some time. And see it with an open mind. Okay. I mean, don't be like, well, Jesus didn't do, Jesus wouldn't be scared, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Hey, if you're a man and you know you're going to die and you know you're going to get tortured, that's pretty fucking scary.
And no one can say because no one was there, but this is the point of it, is that it's an alternate perspective. It's funny that you mentioned that it wasn't extremely violent, whereas Passion of the Christ,
it kind of shows you
the violence is almost, it can kind of turn your stomach. Like it's really intense. And that's kind of what the main thing that was coming out about that movie. I saw it in theaters and I was just like, I could have just watched it at home, and I was like, it was almost like the violence was a little bit glorified, and I'm never one to say that.
But it makes you realize that when you see Passion of Christ, and then once you kind of get into like the Defoe character of how he's doing, that you can identify more with Jesus. Like, fuck, like this is really gonna happen, and do I really want to play? Do I want to be in this role?
Yeah.
So,
how are those performances?
I like them. Keitel was great. Defoe was really good.
Yeah.
I really like.
So here's one of the things I say about a great director, and this definitely is Marty in spades, because he uses a lot of the same guys. I call him Marty like I know, right? But Martin Scorsese is that he uses a lot of the same guys, and I think he does that because he develops this relationship with them. And that's another kind of thing Tarantino kind of does. We talked about Keitel. Keitel is another guy that kind of became.
And what's funny too is that like when Scorsese was just starting off, Keitel helped him. Yeah. So Keitel likes helping these young directors,
right?
Until they become,
and that's when he helped him in the Mean Streets.
Mean Streets
for Scorsese.
Yes.
And here's the thing, guys, is that if you're a good director, I can tell AA, hey, you're sad, but that, and he's gonna be like, okay, I'll try to act sad, like sad face. No, okay, a good director is gonna tell you, you know what? Try to think about if you had a dog that you loved and it got ran over and it was everything to you. And then it's like, well, you're like, holy shit, now I feel a whole different way. This is, in my opinion, what a good director does is they put you in the mindset that you need to be in to be
and
this
if you've ever seen like footage of Martin Scorsese behind the scenes, he's one of those directors that really gets into it, really wants you to feel these characters. Really, really does, So that's what I love about him.
Love it, man. Let's stick with the trend, AA, of kind of things that are outside of his mobster movies. We will get to those, obviously, because those are some of his epics. Yeah. But would you say, what would be another one that you would say falls into that kind of?
How about The Aviator?
You know what? I want to talk about this one a little bit, because what I'll say about it is that when this movie first came out and I saw it, I liked it, but I didn't love it. Okay. It took for me to, like, you and your brothers to kind of keep talking about it more. And it was like, I got into repeat viewings with you guys, your brother doing a lot of the quotes, your Friday Night Will. Yeah. And I was like, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And he'd be like, this from The Aviator, you don't remember? And I'd be like, let me look at it again. So then as I started to watch it more, I really started to appreciate it a lot more. Kate Blanchett, right?
Kate Blanchett plays
fantastic. She's Audrey Hepburn? No,
she's Katharine Hepburn.
Katharine Hepburn.
Spencer Tracy's longtime love.
Right.
Kate Beckinsale looks great as Man, I forgot Frank Sinatra's wife. She's a big starlet too.
Forgetting to, yeah. Now, is this Leo and Marty's first?
No. Gangs of New York.
Oh, that's right. Gangs. First. That's right. Yeah. But he's becoming a Marty guy, and he is a Marty guy now, Leo. And again, when Marty's working with Leo, you're getting, again, these are my friends, right? Leonardo DiCaprio. But when they're working together, guess who's going to be nominated for awards? Probably both of them, because he's getting that performance out of him, and he's great. Leonardo DiCaprio is great,
but I want to say too, like Alec Baldwin does a great job. Alan Alda,
man, he's the fucking worst in that movie.
Yeah,
man.
fucking senator.
I hate him. The scumbag senator.
The senator that's being bought by Juan Tripp, the Alec Baldwin character,
and obviously Leonardo DiCaprio is playing Howard Hughes.
Who was Stan Lee based Tony Stark off of Howard Hughes. I don't know if you know that or not. But I didn't know that. Famous billionaire, reclusive billionaire, tried his hand at movie making himself. And then he has the OCD.
That's right. Yeah, he's like a germaphobe,
real bad. Real bad. But it shows like old Hollywood. Errol Flynn is in there. Played by Jude Law. Yeah. Louis B. Mayer.
What a cast already, right?
Yeah, it is. I
mean, it's
Martin Scorsese.
A feast for your eyes.
You want to be in a Martin Scorsese movie.
If Martin Scorsese ever asks you to be anything, even if it's as the bus driver, be in his movie.
Yeah, which we'll talk about later. But I think Jonah Hill even took like a pay cut just so he can be in a Martin Scorsese movie.
It's a huge. I mean, you're talking probably top 5 greatest directors of all time. I mean, amazing. Yeah, so I love The Aviator. You love The Aviator?
But it's so different, right? It's old Hollywood. It's an autobiography movie about Howard Hughes, about how his little quirks. I don't know how you want to say it now. His OCD.
It was like OCD.
His personality is very out there. He always wants to do everything big. Yeah. The big ships, the Spruce Goose, the very famous Spruce Goose.
Now, W, let me ask you.
But I mean, it looks beautiful. It's really beautifully shot.
Howard Hughes' money came from newspapers. Was he a newspaper?
Oil Man, I think.
Oil Man. Okay.
Yes.
I know that they often say that the Citizen Kane character was based, but that's on the newspaper.
That's on Ernest. No,
I forget his name too.
Walter Cronkite, I think.
Right. No. It's it was a newspaper.
It was some big dude, almost like a J. Jonah Jameson kind of dude in real life. But in real life, though.
But it's so funny because this movie, it really does transport you back to that time.
It does.
Leonardo DiCaprio really gets into that role.
It's really shot too, like in that way too. Like it looks different than a Martin Scorsese movie. It's just it looks so different.
The flying scenes.
I don't know what it is about it.
It feels epic.
Yes, it does.
And I think he'd get nominated for those.
Yes, he did.
He garnered nominations for those.
It got me interested in Howard Hughes. I knew of Howard Hughes, but it made me want to take a deeper dive into Howard Hughes. And man, the way Leo fixed himself, the way he, I was like, wow, like when he's just like in his hotel room, he's locked up in his hotel room, and he's just like flipping out, and he's got all these bottles of piss, and he's just with the soap
and those scenes, guys, it makes you feel his OCD where he's washing his hands to almost where they're raw, and the camera's tight on his hands, and it's like he's rubbing them, and you can hear it, and you're like, fuck, you know what I mean? How about the scene when he serves him the fish?
Man, and then when he puts like the thumbprint on the glass,
and he knows you're seeing Leonardo look at it, and it's like it's him, and he's looking at it, and it's him, and it's like you start to feel his freaking out, and you're like, what the fuck?
And then the fish too, like CM said, it's like a damn like real fish. He doesn't even look cooked or anything.
Yeah, like a whole fish. They're fucking with the character at this point.
Yeah, because like in Amazing Spider-Man, they show him like eating like a fish like that. Yeah, but it just didn't look very appetizing, And
definitely with the head on and all that, the tail. You're like, what the fuck is this?
But even that courtroom scene, it's almost like the real life courtroom scene that I've seen on YouTube. If you look it up, it's actually on YouTube where him and the senator Alan Alda are going at it.
Really? Yeah. Okay, that's pretty cool.
It's actually on YouTube. You can see the real footage of it. Yeah.
And that's a testament too to what probably a researcher is, and that Marty wants it to be again, Martin Scorsese wants it to be a true vision of what was happening, and he's doing this biographical picture, but to do that type of research, you know what I mean, and get it as accurate as possible, I think is another sign of a great director. So what do you got next? What do you want to talk
another
about?
thing too, that was kind of like really different, really way off, but The Color of Money, the Pool movie, like actual Pool, it's a sequel to The Hustler, the classic movie The Hustler, starring Paul Newman,
Jackie Gleason.
You know, it's the sequel where now he's kind of blacklisted. Everyone kind of knows who he is. But Tom Cruise is the up and coming pool player. Really badass, really, you know, everything. Great movie. It got Paul Newman finally his Oscar. After being a big star in the 50s, 60s, you know, Cool Hand Luke,
great movie.
That, you know, Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid. You know, all these movies that you think that, oh, Paul Newman should have had an award, right?
Oh yeah. I didn't realize it wasn't until then. Nope. So right now you're telling me.
It's Color of Money. It's different. It's a sports movie about pool. Yeah. You know, Tom Cruise is in it. Yeah. You know, how crazy is that, right? Even Tom Cruise wanted
he got to work with him.
Martin Scorsese.
And in his young days.
And Paul Newman's great. Paul Newman's great in that movie too. And it's just a different kind of Martin movie. That you're like, if you think Goodfellas, if you think Casino, The Departed, you know, or Taxi Driver, it's so different from those movies. Right. And it's so different from Last Temptation of Christ. It's so different from Shutter Island. It's so different from Aviator. And it speaks volumes of the kind of movies that this man can do and the performances he can bring out, because Tom Cruise, he's kind of like an annoying prick sometimes in that movie, you know. And
this might have been pre-Scientology Cruise.
And Paul Newman
there's nothing wrong with that.
Paul Newman looks fucking sharp. Super sharp in that movie.
Still kind of youngish.
Yeah, he looks great. No, super great. He looks good. You know, one of those movies that you're like, you know, it's cool that he wanted an award, but he probably should have won for, you know, some other movie.
Cool Hand Luke.
Exactly, right?
Excuse me.
But Martin got it for him. He got it for him.
Do you like it? Is it one you revisit?
It's a good movie.
I've not seen that one. That's another one I haven't seen. I have to borrow this one now. This is my video store here. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's a great cover. Yes, a little bit the elder statesman Paul Newman right there.
Yeah.
All right, This is cool.
And then I forgot her name. She plays Maid Marian in the Kevin Costner.
Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio.
Yeah, she's great in this movie too. Really beautiful looking in that movie.
Helen Shaver. Is she the one that played Supergirl? No, that's a different Helen.
No. Okay. But a movie that you probably would never think about for Martin Scorsese, right?
Yeah, I did not. That was one of his. When I was going through his IMDb, I saw that one on there, and I was like, "Oh, dang!" I said I haven't seen.
Like I said, Tom Cruise, Paul Newman. You're like, "Wow, that's a weird
already
pairing,
a great cast."
You know, but it's weird pairing, right?
Yeah,
Paul Newman, old Hollywood, new Hollywood.
Yeah,
you know, so see it if you want. You know, this is kind of a movie that we kind of overlook sometimes. We get asked a lot of questions too. What's our favorite like sports movies? Yeah, this is a movie that we kind of like overlook too sometimes, and it's a really good movie, especially if you're into pool. Yeah, you know, especially if you know how to play pool, you're into pool. This is a great movie. Tom Cruise actually did practice a lot, and he's actually a really good pool player in this movie. So
I only play pool in bars, and I also play online with Friday nighter Anthony Sanchez. So I constantly get my butt beat, but
it's a great movie. Great movie.
All right, cool. So we know you guys are probably chomping at the bit for us to get to, you know, those certain ones that we all
just kind of want to show you kind of like the other side of Martin Scorsese that he can do that maybe you're like, oh wow, you know, I didn't know he did a pool movie. Oh wow, I didn't know he did like a religious movie, right? You know, or autobiography, you know. And
before we even get to those that you guys probably really want to talk about, I want to talk about two more before that. I'll bring those up in our next 30-minute block. We're right up against the 30 minutes right now, guys. So we're going to take a quick break. For those of you listening on audio, you'll just hear a quick blip and we'll be right back. We do this so that our audio can process and load up. And then during that time, we will go out into the Friday Night Faithful and into the comment section on our Facebook Live and address and read your comments and hear what you have to add to the conversation about the great and incomparable Martin Scorsese. Guys, if you ever want to hear the full and uncut episode, go on to youtube.com, search us, and subscribe there. You can hear everything unabridged, all the comments, all the conversation that happens in between these little 30-minute breaks. But if you want that little trimmed down version, you can find us just about anywhere else podcasts are available: Spotify, iTunes, Audible, Amazon Music, you name it, we're there. And don't forget to check out the Totally Rad podcast, especially the Thundercats episode where we just recently were on talking with Jerry D, all things Thundercats. So give us a quick second and we'll be right back. Guys, if you're still here with us on Facebook Live, you know that we didn't go anywhere. I always say that because we didn't. Are you enjoying the conversation about Martin Scorsese? Did you know we were going to talk about him? Is this our first director talk? We did a whole Tarantino episode, right?
In our very early episode, like 5, we went deep into Tarantino.
And that one was only audio. If you can't see that one like you can see these, you got to hear that one.
It's called The Righteous Man. If you do want to hear that one, it's called The Righteous Man.
What a great title, The Righteous Man. See how good we were back then, guys? All right, guys, let's go. Let's go up into the comments. Read what is being said. Again, we're talking all things Martin Scorsese. Right. Here we go. This is Ruby. Ruby says, "Hello, guys. Hi, Ruby. How are you doing? It's good to see you. My facial friend, in a ways. There's a little hidden insight there. Go ahead, Double
A. Bill says Tony Stark is famous.
Hashtag famous.
Gabriel says I wear large in t-shirts.
Gabriel, we got some books we need pressed. Maybe we can exchange exchanging of services here, my friend.
Right.
I'm glad you're here joining us. Gabriel, I need you to help me convince this man that we need to do an episode on Invincible. I'm all caught up and I am loving it. Okay. In fact, I just ordered some figures from Skybound.
Dude, is it all in one season? Like they dropped one?
No, it's coming out week by week. You can catch up right now.
What day does it come out?
Friday.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
They're short though, and they're fantastic. Guys, watch Invincible on Amazon Prime. We're one ahead of Winter Soldier, so they're on. They just had 6 today.
Okay.
Yeah.
30 minutes?
About 30 minutes.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. Anthony says, would any of y'all go against Braun Strowman in a match? Hey, you know what Shane just did? Why not?
I wouldn't, but I would be in Double A's corner, Anthony, and then together, I know, because I will lie, cheat, and steal and fight dirty. We could beat Braun Strowman together. I know that. Go ahead, Double A.
Steve says the switch over is about a 10-second delay.
Oh, damn, the switch over.
Okay. The switch. Okay.
Oh, when we did the switch. Yeah, okay.
And then he said no picture, guys. Houston, we have a problem.
Oh, no. Okay.
What is that?
You shipped to I was Ruby.
Okay. She says you ship to El Paso.
I will ship anywhere, Ruby. Yes, for sure. Let me know what size you need. We have limited sizes right now. I believe right now we only have we might have some mediums. I don't know, but it would probably be medium, large, and extra large. I think we're out of extra large. I'm not making any judgments on any sizes anybody needs, but let me know what size you need. Send me a message, and once you send me the size that you want, I will send you what colors we have available in that size, and they are $20, and we accept Cash App, PayPal, cash. I mean, we'll work it out, guys. Trust me. Venmo. We have Venmo. We have Zelle. So there's gotta be some way to do it that way. Yeah, for sure. Go ahead.
Steve says need to pick up mine, Chuck, and give you my cash, bro.
Sounds good to me, sir.
Okay. Bill says Trojans, USC.
That's right. Yeah.
Rich says yes, I agree. Great director.
Awesome.
Steve says yeah, Bernie.
But Bernie, get us some more info on that one, Steve.
And then he says great series, Broadway.
You mean the Boardwalk Empire? Yeah, yes, definitely.
You said you forgot the Valachi paper.
That's right. We got to get into the Valachi papers on that one.
Richard says his mafia movies are great. I also like the movie The Color of Money. We just talked about that
here. Awesome.
Goodfellas, great film.
Totally.
Gabriel says underrated mob movie, A Bronx Tale. I always say that. Robert De Niro again. A lot of hallmarks in A Bronx Tale to Martin Scorsese, obviously. Right, where else would Robert De Niro learn how to direct?
And his first and only directing experience.
His first and only, right? But it's very Martin Scorsese. You know,
I'm sure if he was stumped, the first guy he called was probably Martin Scorsese.
Yeah. So, Steve says I'm not too religious. I think he could have had have stopped the punishment at any time, but he didn't.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Richard says I read it was a passing of the torch. Paul Newman, great actor, to Tom Cruise. Oh wow! At the time was blowing up. Okay, cool. I didn't know that.
That is interesting.
John in the house. What's up, John?
Holty Bear in the house.
Gabe says Invincible is great.
Yeah, I know this guy will love it.
Yeah, I will. I'll see it. Steve says I was talking Bernie Mac.
Oh, that's right.
Bernie Mac, Kings of
Comedy. Great. Yeah. It's just funny, Steve, because obviously Martin Scorsese has a film. I think we both haven't seen it. The King of Comedy.
I've seen it, actually.
Oh, you have, with Robert De Niro.
Yeah, well,
We'll talk about that one?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get into that in our next little block here. But guys, thank you all for all being here and joining in.
What's your Scorsese movie? Do you like Scorsese? Do you hate Scorsese?
Yeah.
Is there a movie that you think we should see that maybe we're not going to talk about? Give us your movie pick. Is it Goodfellas? Is Goodfellas his masterpiece? Is it Casino?
Yeah.
Is it one of the DiCaprio movies? A lot of people like The Departed has grown a lot as one of his upper class movies. So,
and some people like DiCaprio better as his leading man now than. Well, I mean, obviously De Niro has aged up,
but is Taxi Driver his masterpiece?
Ooh,
is Raging Bull the greatest boxing movie ever?
Ooh, interesting.
So is Color of Money one of your top 3 sports movies of all time?
I know we've got some differing opinions on some of those for sure.
That's what I'm saying. So you give us your opinions too. What do you think about it? Does he have a varied movie list, or do you think he should just stick strictly to crime and mob?
Right. Did we hear different opinions on that too?
And then what do you think about his quote about Marvel movies not being very cinematic?
Yeah, I don't like that.
That they're kind of just popcorn movies.
I would
just not very classic movies, not movies that are going to be remembered.
Yeah, I'd say let's sit through Endgame's last 20 minutes together, Marty, and you can watch a grown man sit and cry. Guys, I love you guys being here and talking and chatting with us.
Well, it kind of makes you think like what he thought of Superman, right? In 78.
Right. Yeah. It's like now you come out and say that. I mean, I get it. Maybe you think the market is saturated. I'm like, but hey, I mean, these studios are going to go to what's going to make them money. And obviously they are making the money because we're going to the movies to see it.
And Martin's movies do make money, but obviously not Marvel money movies.
Right. Not that I don't think he's chasing a big blockbuster. I mean,
I don't think he was.
I'm sure that Marvel would be happy for him to direct whatever he wanted to direct. You know what I mean? Like in Marvel.
Can you imagine Daredevil?
Kingpin? Hey, great way to nail it, Double A. Like, man, I was like,
Scorsese,
what would I have him direct that?
Daredevil with Kingpin?
Yeah, let's put the Punisher in it too. And let's go to town on that bitch.
On the mobsters?
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Rich says, I also read that they were supposed to do a Godfather sequel, but executives didn't want him.
I never heard that, Rich. I've always heard just Francis. It was always going to be Francis. That'd be interesting, though, to see his take.
Totally. I would love to see what he thinks about it.
Rich says, I think he has shown he can do good movies that doesn't involve a mob. Yeah, and that's what I kind of wanted to show, like his different movies, and movies have won Oscars. This one won an Oscar. Raging Bull won an Oscar. The Party, he won an Oscar, so always, so his movies have won a lot of Academy Awards, so.
No, yeah. I mean, and the man's been nominated probably way more times than a lot of other people, and we certainly think he should have won several times that he didn't win. So there's that. Rich also says, I think I'm saying that because he did that old school type of person who can. Oh, you think he says the comment about?
I think him saying
can't
that
grasp the concept of comic.
I mean, he's that old school generation. He's from the 70s, so for him that period, which we do talk about in one of our episodes too, the movies in the 70s. It was very cinematic. There wasn't really like a lot of like superhero stuff. It was very grounded stuff. Cop movies, gangster movies. The 70s was when everything started popping up. The violence got upped. The language got more filthy, I guess you could say. During that time period, the 70s, like I said, De Palma came out. Spielberg came out, George Lucas came out, he came out, so Francis Ford Coppola was killing it at that time.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's kind of a loaded comment to me because how can you pigeonhole a certain type of movie? Well, it's in that genre. A superhero movie will have to eventually follow certain things that are in regard to a superhero movie. The same way that if it's a horror movie, eventually there will have to be some things that happen in a horror movie. So to call a movie cinematic, now we've all seen movies that look really beautiful that don't really have a great story.
No.
Now, for instance, I love the movie The Village by M. Night Shyamalan. I love the story also. I love the movie as a whole, but a lot of people didn't like it. But you cannot deny that it just looks pretty. It's a pretty movie to look at. Now, I've never seen Gone with the Wind, but I've seen enough clips of it, and I'm like, same thing with Sound of Music. It looks very sweeping and a very beautiful looking picture. I can see that it looks good, but I don't know that I could sit through either one of those.
I've seen Gone with the Wind, and it could have used a lot of trimming, and once was enough for me. So
right.
Yeah.
Right. And
but I think what he wants is kind of like Shawshank. Like Godfather.
Sure.
You know, I think he like even M. Night Shyamalan's movies are really great cinematic movies.
Yeah.
I think that's what he's kind of missing in today's, because it's like those movies don't make money anymore. It's either superhero movies or just really outlandish movies, you know, dirty comedy movies. Right. And I think he's just
Bad Grandpa and Jackass movies. And
I think he's just missing. Yeah, I think he's just missing that old storytelling, that old great storytelling, that great directing. You know, but then you need actors too. You need Gene Hackmans, you need Al Pacinos, you need Robert De Niro's. You know, you need Marlon Brando's. And there's not a lot of actors that we can say it's like that now, right? I mean,
I agree that there is.
You know, like you posted like who, you know, our fantasy casting sometimes in the Friday Night Faithful, and I can't really even think of anybody. I can't really think of anyone right off the bat, you know?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. But I mean, here's the other thing too. You know, he's there. He's in the business. He's a Hollywood director. Go in deep. You know, you bring us the new stars. Show us. Make the movie that you want to make, so that way you can be like, you know what? Here's my movie with that. We're going to get into it a little bit, and we'll talk more about it. I think we're ready to get back into the audio version, and I'm going to get into something specific about that. I think
he would appreciate like Tarantino's kind of style of making. Like, I think he probably loved Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That was probably a Scorsese kind of movie.
Maybe even Hateful Eight, which I felt kind of dragged a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you know, but could have benefited from a little bit better editing. You know, Tarantino's longtime editor Sally Menke died, so
but you know, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood seems like a Scorsese kind of movie.
It does,
you know,
it does. But I could also see younger people saying that it dragged a little bit. Like there are slow parts.
And you know what? I was one of them until CM told me.
So was I.
Until CM and Holt told me, Jonathan Holt told me, watch it again.
Yeah,
give it another viewing. And it did. Yeah, after like the second or third viewing, I was like, okay, I really like this movie now.
What happened for me was that it had to like marinate in my brain.
Yeah.
Like when I walked out initially, I was like, oh man, I thought I was gonna like love it more. You know, Brad and Leo. And then I was like, you know, I felt a little flat. I was like, oh man, I did. Why do I feel this? But the whole week after, I was thinking about parts, and I was laughing in my brain, and I was like, I need to watch it again. And it's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
You know?
So yeah. Okay. So Steve says my favorite was Mean Streets.
We're going to talk about it.
Yeah. Richard says no, Francis didn't want to do the Godfather sequels and asked for Scorsese to take over, but they didn't want Scorsese.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Coppola has a lot of things to say that the studio wanted that didn't get to happen. That's kind of why he did that re-release of the third Godfather, which he called
The Death of Michael Corleone.
The Death of Michael
Coda.
Coda.
Yeah,
Coda.
So. Steve says 70s we had Shazam. Ooh.
That guy was buff looking. I thought, you know.
And Rich says, I agree, Double A. He wants those type of movies like The Godfather and Raging Bull to make a comeback. And and they're just not hitting it at the movies anymore.
You know who could make a movie like that? Christopher Nolan could make a movie like that. Yeah, he has the ability, but he doesn't. He makes Tenet instead, and it's like overly ambitious, I felt like, and it was like, okay, well, you know what I mean? So but guys, let's get back into the conversation, continuing talking about the great director Martin Scorsese. You know, love him or hate him, what do you think? Continue to join the conversation.
Yeah, tell us what your movie is, man. Yeah,
totally. Guys, we're right back in it talking all things Martin Scorsese. We're going to move into some of his other works now. Well, we're kind of talking about, you know, obviously very famous for his mobster movies. That's what we kind of know him for. And we love those movies. We both love those movies, but we wanted to talk about a little bit of different movies. Double A, let's get into one of the other ones that's in that vein of different.
So the one I really fell in love with was The King of Comedy. I saw it after The Joker, and trust me, I think if you would see that movie after seeing The Joker, I think you would like it a lot too.
Okay.
Todd Phillips has said he got a lot of inspiration for Joker from The King of Comedy, and when I was watching it, big time. Yeah, big time. Robert De Niro stars as Rupert Pumpkin, and you can see a lot of Arthur Fleck in his character.
Okay.
It's a great movie. Jerry Lewis is fantastic in that movie.
Oh, nice.
He's not even like a funny man in that movie at all. Okay. He's kind of like a Johnny Carson character in that movie. But you know,
I'm already hearing similarities, parallels.
But outside of that character, Jerry Lewis doesn't really do like a lot of funny shit. You know, he's a serious dude. And De Niro, it's weird seeing De Niro in that kind of like, what do you call that? That crazed fan, kind of that delusional crazed fan. That's what he plays, and it's kind of weird seeing De Niro.
Interesting, because he plays a delusional crazed fan in The Fan. With him and Wesley Snipes.
So. Yeah, but his character is a lot like the Arthur Fleck character in The Joker.
Yeah,
and he's like the Murray character is a lot like Jerry Lewis character. So it was very interesting. It's very good. I forget that name of that comedian. She comes out in it too, and she was actually fantastic. She used to came on in Roseanne. She had like kind of has like a big nose, kind of like red hair. Her name's like
Sandra Bernhard.
Yes.
Yeah.
You would like her in that movie.
Okay.
Fucking fantastic in that movie.
Okay.
She's like another crazy fan of the Jerry Lewis character.
Did you stream or?
I ordered it on Amazon Prime. It was only like $3.99.
Okay.
So wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad for a one-time show.
I will definitely check it out because I'd heard the same thing.
If you seen The Joker, so you would love King of Comedy. There's so many similarities that you're just like, wow.
Okay.
And again, a completely different kind of Scorsese movie.
Yeah.
That you really don't see. And a really different Robert De Niro. This guy is like, you know, we've talked about like cringeworthy moments in movies.
Oh no.
There's so many cringeworthy moments that you're just like, but De Niro is so great. He's so fucking fantastic in that movie.
There's nothing like watching young De Niro too, though. Because this is what, an 80s? 82?
83.
Okay. I'm definitely interested. I had heard the same
not
things.
The tough guy De Niro that you see, you know, not the comedian kind of like from Fockers.
Right.
You know, it's just like, it's really cringeworthy to see like De Niro.
You know, even in A Bronx Tale where he's not the boss, he's still very assertive. He's still very much the man.
But here he's not.
That's interesting.
Crazy,
interesting to see him like that. So, great pull. So that's called The King of Comedy.
It's a really good movie. I would say check it out. If you like Scorsese, if you like De Niro, and if you like The Joker, you'd be surprised how similar The King of Comedy is to The Joker.
Okay.
So
very cool.
That was really cool. Like, again, a different De Niro.
So I want to go into this one because this is the other movie that I've heard that a lot of people compare Joker, the Todd Phillips Joker with Joaquin Phoenix to. And oddly enough, also comes from the same fella, Martin Scorsese. This is one of his huger ones. Double A has mentioned it. Could be considered his masterpiece. So take a little bit of a walk into Taxi Driver. Robert De Niro stars as Travis Bickle in the 1970s. We addressed this movie somewhat in our 70s episode.
Yes, we did.
The movie could have its own episode. I love it. I have a beautiful, like a book copy.
To me, this is my favorite Scorsese movie.
That's it. That's a huge stamp right there. It is definitely in his top for me. I first saw it, I think, with you and your brothers. I hadn't seen it.
Yes.
It was extremely dark. It was extremely not what I expected. Sybil Shepherd, Harvey Keitel.
Albert Brooks is in there.
Albert Brooks.
Peter Boyle's in there.
Very, very young. Jodie Foster.
Yeah, Jodie. Harvey Keitel.
Yeah, Harvey Keitel. Yeah, a sport. The pimp.
A low-level pimp.
Low in a white wife beater shirt and a fedora hat. I mean, it's such a classic movie. The line that we referenced earlier, you know,
it's one of the most famous lines in cinema movies.
De Niro, very gaunt, very this all-night drives a taxi, can't sleep, insomnia.
He's a Vietnam vet. Like you said, insomnia.
Yeah.
So he drives a taxi cab. At night, you know, that's like his job, and you know,
remind me, is our friend is Peter Boyle in this?
Yes, Peter Boyle.
That's right. Peter Boyle's in there. That's right. Yeah.
Post-traumatic stress. They really don't tell what he did in Vietnam, but he was honorably discharged. Maybe just the effects of Vietnam.
Right.
He gets involved with this very, very young prostitute. Not involved like sexually. Just he sees her. He keeps seeing her. And she's like 14, like Jodie Foster's like character is like 14 years old in the movie.
Yeah.
And he wants to help her. He finally finds like a mission for him after the war, you know. And
in addition to him trying to kind of in his own awkward way court Sybil Shepherd and you know, do what he thinks is the right, you know, how to get a woman, but he's just so socially disconnected.
He's so isolated.
There's some voiceover. There's him driving the cab at night.
Hallmark,
guys. The pacing is so like it's almost anxiety inducing, like where you're like, what the fuck is going on, and like what's happening. And it is a man getting close to the edge, and then begins to essentially walk on the edge, and then eventually goes over the edge. And it's very. And also, I feel like. Do you feel like it also has very could be closely tied to Joker, Todd Phillips' Joker? It's very easy to draw from that. You know what?
Just that one bad day where you get pushed over the edge.
One bad day, guys. Yeah. So I absolutely love Taxi Driver. I couldn't believe that I hadn't seen it when I first watched it with your brothers. I mean, it's more than 15 years ago.
Like it was around like the 90s when CM introduced me to Casino. I started digging deeper and deeper into that, and then that's when I found out about Taxi Driver myself. And just man, one hell of a movie. Just the look, the feel of it, the brutality of it. It's that it's part of that great 70s movies that we've talked about. Just that push cinema closer, more and more into the modern times.
Definitely. And if you have not seen it,
he has that iconic look, the sunglasses, the army jacket, the mohawk.
And he evolves into that. That's not how he starts out. He slowly evolves into that, and you kind of see again, like you're on this journey with him to that. There's also like a kind of a subplot of like a political figure, and there's like that going on. There's a couple of things going on, but it all culminates in this epic ending.
What an ending! If you've never seen Taxi Driver, watch it. You won't regret it. Like I said, it's Robert De Niro, it's Harvey Keitel, Jodie Foster. Peter Boyle. I mean, it's a great cast, and it's brutal, especially the ending. The ending is just like you'll be like, "Whoa, what the fuck just happened?"
Talking about it, makes me want to re-see it, and this is one I've revisited on my own. Again, I own it. Y'all know, for me, that's like the biggest stamp I can give something. I own a very beautiful copy. I'm very proud.
And you have that cover where it's kind of like it's green and it has like him that with his face.
I believe so. Is there a book version? I think I have the book version one. I need to go home and take a look at it.
There's like another one. I think they were released on steel. It's like him in a taxi cab.
But we both could not more highly recommend that movie if you have not seen Taxi Driver.
And there's like a fun part to it where Martin Scorsese does come out, and it's just like a weird fucking part.
That's right.
Sometimes Martin does come out in his.
He does do a little cameo thing there. So guys, Taxi Driver again. Travis Bickle.
Man, one of the big fucking movies that we love. That's hard to top. That one is really, really hard to top. Well,
I'm gonna go right into this other one only because before we get into the Mafia ones, I want to leave off, and I think this one would qualify as not. So I want to steal all your thunder because I know you had some big ones. But The Wolf of Wall Street.
Man,
I mean,
I fucking love that movie. The debauchery, the language, the drugs.
Absolutely hilarious.
There's no sympathetic characters. Jordan Belfort is just an asshole. The Donnie character is an asshole. I mean, they don't care. They rob from everybody. Man, I love that. I fell in love with that movie the first time I saw it. Yeah, before she was Harley Quinn, the very, very gorgeous Margot Robbie. I mean, I think we all, when she came on screen, felt just like I actually Jonah Hill. I actually said it like in that part where she gets thinking it, like I actually did like out loud. I was like, oh wow. Like out loud. I was like, oh shit. I was like, did I say that like out loud? I was like, holy shit. I know that my old boss, shout out to Raul, man, I miss you, brother, was a huge fan of this movie. He just said, he was a banker in the 80s, and he was just like, man, this stuff is like awesome. Jonah Hill's best fucking role. It doesn't even seem like it's Jonah Hill. No, man, totally. Sometimes I forget it's him. Yeah, he's so fucking stupid in that movie. How about our guy John Bernthal? Man, I like when he's like, "Sell me this pin." Yeah. Matthew McConaughey briefly, but a brief cameo. Man, the GIF has been used. The gift has been used. I mean, you know what I mean? You know it, you quote it. I love to grab a mic and just be like, I'm not fucking leaving. Yeah, I'm not fucking going. You know what I mean? Rob Reiner
Rob Reiner. I mean, that's
fucking great in that movie.
It's just a fucking cool story, based on factual events.
On a real story of this motherfucker. He was a big fan of the Gordon Gekko character, the real Jordan Belfort.
Yeah,
and man, but the shit that you're just, it's funny to watch, but to think that this guy actually did that, it's kind of like, damn, and he has no remorse whatsoever. And he's out there actually right now doing like cameos.
Yeah, he's a public speaker. He's
public speaker.
Speaking,
it's kind of like, wow, really screwed like so many people out of their money.
I mean, but he went for it and he lived at that height. Not saying that what he do is right in any way, but I mean,
and if you go to YouTube, there's actually footage of like that big party that Leo throws in the movie. There's actually footage of the real Jordan Belfort doing all that stuff. Yeah, so
I mean, but just what an interesting slice of Americana, if you want to call it, and America in the 80s.
I forget his name too, man, but I love the cop. I forget his name, and he comes out in so many movies, but I love him in this role.
Shit, it's escaping me as well.
Right, he's all like
chasing him.
Can you say that one more time?
John Hamm. Yeah. John Hamm is great from Mad Men, right?
No.
It's not Mad Men that he's the cop?
No,
shit, am I thinking of somebody else?
No, you're thinking of someone else. Yeah. But he's like, can you say that once again? Yeah. Very clear.
Somebody correct me on who the officers. I know you guys are out there. So. But yeah, I love The Wolf of Wall Street. The first time I saw it, I was blown away.
Man, you talk about debauchery. You talk about every fucking thing under the sun that these people did. The drugs, the quaaludes, the hookers, the prostitutes, the midgets.
Yeah, I love that line too. I will not die sober. I will not die sober.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, they're called little people.
That's right.
Little people.
Yeah, little people.
And then even like the Benihana stuff, you're like, wow, Benihana was dirty too. Like, holy shit,
It's just a great, again, you could almost say
Leo, man. That's my favorite role that he's ever done, and how he didn't win an Oscar for that movie because he's so out of character,
right?
Right. That great scene too, where he's like the Quaaludes finally like pop in,
kicked in.
He's like, he thinks he's driving really good, and then you find out he's not. He wrecked everything and crashed into everything, and and then he has a Coke in his fucking couch. He's got everything hidden. Yeah,
I know we use in our little own group. We have the gifts over and over again. It's almost like we've all seen it, without even having to tell each other to see it. And it's like you almost kind of forget that it's a Scorsese movie.
Yeah,
but it
really
is.
Do.
He gets these amazing performances out of everybody. It's got great pacing.
I think
it's kind of longer too. It's a bit of a longer movie,
but right? I think it's Jonah Hill's best role. Leo is just so fucking out there. John Berthal is great.
Yeah,
Shane from The Walking Dead. Man, he's fucking great.
The Punisher from
especially when him and Donnie are fighting in the alley.
Yeah,
and he screams when the cops. He's like, oh, yeah. You can feel that fucking anger. You're like, man, this motherfucker.
Yeah. There's just a bunch of. I mean, the whole movie is good. It's worth the watch. It's interesting.
And it goes by quick because you're just laughing so much at the shit because it just keeps getting higher and higher. The debauchery just keeps going and going, and you're just like, fuck, how far did they go? Like, you can't believe it's a real story. And Jordan Belfort's like, it's all true, all of it's true. You're just like, wow.
I can remember my boss telling me he went to see it with some of the guys from work. And he's like, man, I'm so glad I went with the guys, not my wife, because it felt like a total guys flick.
It does.
Women won't like this movie. I'm sure some women do like it, but I mean,
like my wife, she loves it, but she loves Leo. She loves Leonardo DiCaprio. So
I'm still trying to convince my girlfriend to watch it or whatever, but
she loves him in that movie. Like I said, he's just so fucking out there. I wouldn't be surprised though. That's the way the dude really is though, Leo.
Oh yeah,
in real life for sure.
I have it on. I don't own an actual copy, but I have it on digital, so I can watch it whenever. And if it's on, I'll stop.
Yeah.
It's just awesome. It's
one of those movies that you're just like, oh, it's this part.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's this part.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're just like, okay, cool. And you just keep watching, and you're just like, man. But that's like my favorite. Like maybe second. Like I think that's my favorite Scorsese movie. I think Taxi Driver is his masterpiece. But if you're asking me like my favorite, it's Wolf of Wall Street.
That's interesting to separate it like that. But yeah, I love it too. I can watch it over and over again. It's just a great, and again, funny movie. Is it a comedy? I don't really think it's meant to be, but there's just so much comedy to it. It's humorous what they're going through.
But then it's like, for guys like me, see, we laugh at RoboCop, you know,
so right.
We laugh at Conan, so we're kind of like different in that way. So,
and I cry at T2. So I mean, there's that. It's the Terminator, you know what I mean?
But we love Clarence from RoboCop.
Totally, the man, it's a riot. You know what I mean? Double A, I think that's all that I have that I would, if without me going right into the mobster stuff. So how about you?
How about one more?
Go ahead. Yeah, go right ahead.
Cape Fear.
Oh,
a remake of the classic 1962 movie with Robert Mitchum and Gregory Peck, which is cool because they both come out. But man, so again, kind of filmed different, right? With Nick Nolte. Man, probably the best looking shape that Robert De Niro has probably ever looked. Maybe the scariest he's ever looked. Made fun of by the Simpsons, you know, the Sideshow Bob. You know,
they went deep on that one.
What do you think of Cape Fear, man? How do you think he did on the remake? That's very rare for Scorsese to even do a remake,
right? So that's kind of cool,
and even use the same score too.
That's right. Yeah.
So
I don't remember that well the original.
The original is freaky, but obviously this one takes it up
more intense. You know, with the tattooed De Niro, the cigar smoking scene in the theater, the
very famous
young girl,
Juliette Lewis,
right? It's always kind of sometimes playing the young girl, in some tragic situation. Man, it's super intense. I mean, like I didn't even write it down, and that would be on my list of ones that I have seen. But I mean, De
Niro's just so different, right?
Very
in that one, just scary,
very looking. Dark. Nick Nolte's great, and
Nick Nolte is good.
You kind of feel Nick Nolte's helplessness. He feels helpless about what's going on.
But you remember that scary part too, where he picks up Nick Nolte's kind of like mistress, and he takes her to the apartment, but then he ties her up, and then he starts beating her.
That's right. Ooh. That's right.
You don't see the beating.
No,
you hear the screaming, and it's just. You're like, oh,
it's that off-camera violence that is kind of more scary, if you could say it in that way.
Because you're just like, golly, he has her tied down. Like she thinks it's like very kinky. They're about to have like kinky sex, and he's just, no, you're this asshole lawyer that put me in jail. You're his fucking mistress, and I'm gonna make him, suffer little ways. Like he tortures Nick Nolte's character in so many little ways, but this one was brutal. It was ugly. He beats her, and she's so scared that she won't testify. But it's a clear message. Nick Nolte knows it's Max Cady.
Oh yeah,
that did it, but he can't prove it because she's not going to testify whatsoever.
Yeah,
it's a very scary movie.
The ending is very intense. To the max. Yeah. The end is
very intense, very
intense. And the use of, I didn't know that he was using the original soundtrack.
Yeah, it is.
Number one, that's a really cool choice to do if you're doing a remake.
From the 60s,
But then to be able to take a soundtrack like that and then use it in your storytelling and have it match up with the story you're telling, because the music obviously plays a very important part. I mean, it's an
iconic
spot
piece of music,
on, man. Where the music is like, you could put that on like your Halloween scary music soundtrack thing, because it's fucking freaky, and the movie is freaky, and it's freaky in that real world way where you're like, holy shit, you know what I mean?
But what's so cool is that, man, he gets like so many different kinds of De Niro. You get like that isolated kind of post-traumatic, soldier that just got out of Vietnam and Taxi Driver. And then you get like this psychopath kind of like crazed fan in the King of Comedy. Then you got like, this fucking rapist kind of like Max Cady.
Yeah, murderer, fucking criminal, hardened criminal. Bad guy.
Yeah.
I mean, and then
he gets so many different Robert De Niro's in a lot of these movies.
And we're not even done with the Robert De Niro, the performances that he gets out of there, because we're about to get into the Robert De Niro that you probably really think about right away, and the Robert De Niro that maybe you love, and the really cool Robert De Niro, and the Robert De Niro that maybe you're like, I want to be like that guy, Robert De Niro. And there's actually several that are like that. So it's really like, where do you want to start when it comes to De Niro on that? Double A, what do you think? You know what? I'm going to go with, I guess it would be one I don't like. And I know earlier Friday Nighter Steve said he was his favorite. For me, this is the one. I have a short list of what I don't like.
And I'm going to kind of agree with you that maybe I need another viewing.
Maybe me too.
But when I did see it, I wasn't hooked. And I was really kind of disappointed too, because it has De Niro and it has Harvey Keitel and
the leads.
As the leads, and they're kind of like, oh, like it didn't grab me at all.
And it's not his first film, but it's like maybe his second or third. But Mean Streets, guys. I mean, like you could say the beginning of
Steve, but
the beginning of the foray with Scorsese, maybe with like New York and like that kind of
too, because it's right after De Niro had won an award for Godfather Part 2, so he was already an Oscar winner. At that point,
you know? And I don't think that it was the performances were bad, and I won't even say that Marty's directing was bad. I just felt like the story was kind of weak. Like I was like, what? The one brother's kind of a fuck up, and like they're just like, there's not. I thought the pacing was bad. I thought that it had bad pacing. There really wasn't any memorable dialogue to me.
And it's always mentioned, but it's not really. It's mentioned, I think, because it's the first collaboration.
Maybe
of
so.
him and De Niro,
that
but it's never really highly touted like the other De Niro Scorsese collaboration.
Right. Yeah, so for me, that one falls.
And I have to agree with you too. I was not impressed with that movie. Sorry, Steve.
No.
I'm glad you liked it. Maybe I have to take another look at it. But
and you're not the only one, Steve. I've heard other people say that they really enjoyed, Mean Streets, that they like that one. They're like, oh, like De Niro. It's even in rap songs like De Niro and Mean Streets, and I'm like, what did I miss? I missed something on there. So,
and that's how I feel like too. Sometimes I'm like, did I miss something?
And here we're talking about we wanted to bring you into the cool De Niro. We're gonna get there. We just haven't got there yet, but.
But it's a very young De Niro. It's very young Harvey Keitel. It's the first collaboration. That's always kind of like the importance of that movie. The first collaboration.
What we can say is that I guess it had a good impression on each other because they continued to work together. But before we get to that,
3 decades.
Can I get? I'll take one if you're gonna have one. Can I get another bad one out of my system, Double A, before we go to our next break? Because this will end my list of bad ones for me, and it actually happens to be the most recent collaboration with De Niro and Scorsese.
You're gonna have to go on that one alone because I still haven't seen it.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'll go solo, guys. But The Irishman debuted on Netflix. The previews looked great.
Another big touting because it was the first time him and De Niro kind of got back together, right?
Yeah, 2019, and it had Joe Pesci. So you're like, holy shit! Pacino, like it's gonna be. Pacino's in it too as Jimmy Hoffa. So, and there was that kind of a little bit of that story. Guys, man, what
was wrong with that one? Too long?
Definitely pacing. Too long. Definitely the pacing. I know that
good performances from them. Or?
No, I won't say that, but I will say, I know that Friday Nighters, Foxy Roxy, and Holty Bear will say this about one particular performance. So they do kind of like the de-aging thing with De Niro, and they have this scene
that's right.
Where he kind of does a beating, kind of a classic, Goodfellas or Goodfellas style beating. But they were just like, they made him look young, but his body is still moving,
still big,
old, right? And like it's not the movement's not good, and them kind of reminded me of that scene, and I was like, that wasn't the greatest scene, but I think it suffered from pacing. I think it suffered from dialogue. I think it suffered from a convoluted story. I was like, what's going on? Like, I
think he was trying too hard.
Maybe trying to accomplish what you said of having these epic cinematic movies, and it's like, hey man, get back to your roots about like just like a tighter mafia story. The whole Jimmy Hoffa and the Union thing. When you get into all that, it can be kind of daunting. Maybe if you didn't live in that time or don't fully understand what that is, and if you go into a big explanation of that, it's going to make for not as great. Now you've got this big, long, talky type movie. Kill the Irishman, which is maybe not on a lot of people's list of great mafia movies. It tells that story very tightly.
It does.
And it makes it very easy to understand.
Well, I don't know if you remember, but it was a top 10 Netflix movie.
Oh, really? See, there you go. I mean, and sometimes I like that where it's like, you know what? I don't need a whole lot. Just give me enough to kind of understand, like, what are people's motives? Mm-hmm. The Joe Pesci character, it's like he was there, but I don't really understand, what.
I've really heard more negative than I heard positive, and I think that's what's kind of kept me.
I was going to ask if that's why you avoided it.
Okay. Yeah. But it's like I said, you need to find time to kind of see a 4-hour movie.
Yeah, it's also super long, and I definitely felt like there's these big parts where they're just riding in the car for a long time, and I'm like, no, man, you can take this out and you can like do other stuff, or you can say other stuff, or you can do this once and get the point. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like it was, maybe you're right, overly ambitious. You know what I mean?
Because I think it was coming right after those comments that he made about the Marvel movie. So maybe, I don't know, maybe he saw Avengers Endgame was 3.5 hours. Maybe he was like, well, I can do a 4-hour movie too that you guys would enjoy too.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, it definitely, for me,
it's not making me. Your comments are not making me want to go and explore the movie. So,
and there's a small part of me that says that maybe I need to give it another chance, like to watch it one more time. But I'm like, man, like I just, there was nothing that came out of it. I didn't find even the primary character who was supposed to be De Niro and kind of like this enforcer.
Like I told you, Gone with the Wind is usually touted as one of the top 5 greatest movies. I saw it once, and I think once was good enough for me, honestly.
Yeah, I know a lot of people don't like Citizen Kane. They think that it's really long and drawn out.
I thought it was kind of overrated myself when I saw it.
I actually really enjoyed it. I bought it. You know what I mean? I thought that it was cool. I would revisit it.
I have it too, but I think it's a little overrated. That everyone's always saying it's like the greatest movie ever. I wouldn't even say it comes close to being the greatest movie of all time.
Yeah, I think that now that we have a better understanding of storytelling and how you can tighten things up, especially when you had told me that like how much regard Shawshank gets now, I'm like, yeah, it's a really tightly told story with a lot of profound impact.
Like 10 Commandments, I can probably see over and over. Ben-Hur, I can probably see over and over.
Okay,
but it's some of these movies that are like long epics that you're just like, man, they really do feel long.
Yeah, no, totally. Guys, so what did you think about The Irishman? Did you watch it?
Did you watch it?
Yeah. It was kind of cool because he premiered it on Netflix.
It to me.
Right. Yeah. Should we watch it again? You know what I mean? Like, should I watch it again? Should AA watch it? I mean, because, like I said, for me, his 2 misses that I have seen are Mean Streets and The Irishman, which is kind of funny. His first and then his last. I didn't really realize that wasn't intentional, but I'm like, wow, okay. Because sometimes I hear Tarantino say a lot that directing is a young man's game, and I have noticed that his style has changed as he's gotten older.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah,
he's more Western now for sure.
Well, I just also feel too as though like he's moving a little bit slower. There's no sense of urgency.
No,
you know what I mean?
You're talking about Tarantino, right?
Yeah, Tarantino. Yeah. But I guess you could say that about Marty too, because it doesn't seem like he's rushing these movies. Aviator's long,
but in the Leo movies, man, they seem pretty tight though. Honestly, like you said, Wolf of Wall Street was still a very fun movie, and that was in 2013.
Yeah, you're right. That Wolf of Wall Street's long. Aviator's long.
Yeah,
Departed's not that long.
It's long though, but it's
longer.
It's very good.
That one has it has great pacing.
Which we'll get into right now.
Yeah. Guys, we're getting right up to that next 30-minute break. You guys know that the way we do it here, every 30 minutes we take a break so that we can read your comments, because we want you to be involved in the conversation that we're having tonight about Martin Scorsese and the movies that he's directed, focusing primarily on him as a director. What are your favorites? What are the ones you hate, didn't see? You know what I mean? There were some that I didn't. I'm taking away about 4 that AA has recommended here that I want to see for sure, and then some that I want to revisit. Like I definitely want to revisit Cape Fear because it's been so long.
Yeah.
I don't want to get freaked out by that because I like suspense and thrillers, whatever. But yeah, like I said, maybe I should rewatch The Irishman and just let it play in the background or something. Maybe. But yeah. So yeah, we're gonna take a quick 30-minute, not 30-minute break. We're gonna take a quick blip of a break, but we're gonna read your comments, guys. Don't forget we are unedited on YouTube after this. Facebook Live ends, and everywhere else podcasts are available after that without the comments in there. So we'll be right back for those of you on audio in a second, guys. You know that what I always say: if you're here on Facebook Live. It ain't going anywhere. We're still here. We're still chatting. Let's read some comments, guys. Those of you that are still hanging out here with us, we greatly appreciate it. We know it's Friday night. We know a lot of people are busy doing their own thing. For instance, Friday Nighter Joe is out watching his kid play some baseball. So go Hornets on that. So let's see here.
Steve says funny. He says King of Comedy, good movie.
Nice, Steve. You seen that?
Actually, right there he goes. Have y'all seen Cape Fear with De Niro? We're just talking about that.
Yes, we have. Yeah, great one.
Taxi Driver gives a thumbs up. AA, That One Bad Day.
That One Bad Day. Yeah, that's all it takes, man.
Rich says Wolf of Wall Street is an awesome movie. I think that DiCaprio should have won an Oscar for it. He thinks so too.
Totally. Would have been better than The Revenant. Revenant.
Yeah.
you know,
yeah,
maybe it was a makeup. I don't know.
yeah.
He could have won for.
He could have won for a lot of
movies. For a lot of them. Man. The Aviator, he was really stellar, and I think
yeah.
And Steve mentioned the One Bad Day thing. If you like, if you like Taxi Driver, Steve, you should check out and King of Comedy. You should check out Joker, the one with Joaquin Phoenix, because you'll really will like that one if you like those two. If you haven't seen it already.
Highlight.
Rich also says, "Oh yeah, hi Let, hi beautiful cousin." She always tells us, "Hi handsome cousin." So we appreciate that. Steve's going to bed. Good night, Steve.
Steve, I hope you had a good time checking us out and hearing the Frampton Comes Alive album.
Yes, man.
That's it. I want to hear it now too. After you just mentioned it.
Yeah, great. Oh, when he bid her cheek. Yeah, definitely, Steve.
Yeah.
Hey, and Steve, send me a message. Let me know when you want to meet up. Maybe you can come check out Tandem with me over near Roosevelt. It's a coffee shop, but they also serve beer and have a great outdoor area. I think that you'd really enjoy it. So let me know, and I'd be happy to take your shirt there and sit around and drink either coffee or a beer with you. And anyone else that wants to meet up there to get their shirts, that will make it really easy on me. So, you know what I mean? But let me know about that.
Rich says, wasn't Mean Streets a sequel?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think that Martin Scorsese really sequelizes a lot of his movies. I think
does he have a sequel?
I don't think so.
I don't think he even has a sequel. Yeah.
It's funny, guys. I know that you said Color of Money is a sequel. Right?
Yeah, but him himself to actually do a sequel. Right?
No, I don't. Yeah. I don't know Martin Scorsese to do sequels. It's almost like a Spielberg, where the only one he ever sequeled was Back to the Future, right? I think so. Oh, and the Indiana Jones.
Well, but he was a producer though.
Okay, he didn't.
But yeah, Indiana Jones would probably be his sequel.
Yeah, okay, and that's why they say he's letting this fifth one go. That's news. If anyone didn't know that, they are doing the 50th Indiana Jones, but it will not be done by Steven Spielberg. It would. Wow. I think they're going to be on it, but James Mangold is going to direct. So if you know Logan, the movie Logan, or 310 to Yuma, the remake, James Mangold is an outstanding director. He has a great way to make it feel like a Western. So maybe he's going to go that way with Indiana, because Logan is not a Western, but it feels like a Western. It's a superhero movie, but I tell people it's really a Western. Steve says, still here, guys. Steve, well, we're glad you're still here. Steve, let me know what you think about going to Tandem.
Rich says, I like The Irishman. It's a very long movie, but I think it's like Godfather, Goodfellas, and Casino all in one. But it was a good story. Mm-hmm. So Rich liked it.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, because it does kind of take place over like 30 years. You see De Niro aging up throughout. I forgot about that aspect of it. But
and then Steve answered you.
Oh, Steve says 9:30 to 10 tomorrow at Tandem. Yeah, Steve, let's do it. I can hopefully be there around that time. And I'll bring this shirt with me, and I'll bring the other shirts in case anybody else wants to meet tomorrow. 9:30 to 10 at Tandem. Coffee. And they'll also have beer, and they also have, I believe, a market that they do in the mornings, and then they have yoga as well. So,
yoga, what the hell, Jesse?
Yeah, they got some interesting stuff going out there, and it's a cool outdoor area, guys. Steve, you know what? And everybody, let's make it kind of tentative, because Steve, is it going to be rainy tomorrow in the morning? I don't know, but I don't want it to be. I don't want us to get wet.
To be cool.
There's an indoor area as well, though. It's a small indoor area, but there isn't, and it is mask required in the indoor part while you're not sitting at a table. But either way, if it's cool, I'll still sit outside. I got a new hoodie I would like to show off.
Supposed to be cool.
And sorry if you guys saw me licking on the beer. That's gross. I won't be doing that anymore. So yeah, great comments, guys. Are you enjoying the conversation about Martin Scorsese? Great director. We do love him. He's definitely probably in my top 5.
I would say so. Yeah,
on my favorites. For sure. I thought I had something to show, but I don't think I do. So. Yeah, if anybody does want to meet up tomorrow, we'll say tentatively 9:30 to 10 tomorrow at Tandem. Steve, if you need the address, send me a message on Facebook or I think we have each other's phone numbers. Text me, and I'll send you the address. But it's in the Roosevelt area, and it's a cool place. It's right by the bridge. One of the owners, Jesse, took me down to where they're going to be having some concerts under the bridge. I did a cool video of it. In fact, I'm sorry about our TikTok followers, guys. We're also at JAFN podcast on TikTok. I haven't been doing our TikToks the last couple of weeks because I've been forgetting, but I'll do one tonight after this, and I'll show you guys the wall and maybe some other cool stuff here that we got sitting around. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Again, we're talking all things Scorsese. Right. Probably get ready to wrap it up. What do you think? We might have 2 more segments because these last ones are the movies that everybody loves to talk about, and we actually did talk about in our other episode where I I dressed what I thought would be like a mafia guy. We called Gangs of Friday Night, which is our mobster movie extravaganza. But we talk about other movies besides Scorsese's movies. We talk about I'm thinking outside too, Steve. So long as it's we're not getting rained on, I'm down to be outside. I think
it should be fine.
You think it should be fine? Yeah. Okay. Cool. So most of our fans, Steve, are probably hungover at that time, but me and you will be up. So I'm down to go up there and get coffee. My old man will probably want to go with me too. My dad likes to get up early. So nice. If not, I'll take my lady with me. So, or Double A, if I can drag Double A out of bed, he'll probably be making bacon and eggs at that time right there.
Making bacon and eggs, I'm probably going to be cutting the grass too. So.
Okay, guys. Well, I think we're ready to get back into the conversation and maybe wrap it up in this block about the great director, Martin Scorsese. Guys, so please continue to comment. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us here. For our audio listeners, again, we're talking all things Martin Scorsese and his films, and we're calling him tonight the Goodfella of cinema.
Yeah, so you want to jump into now his gangster movies?
Yeah, I mean, we might as well.
What he's known for?
You know what? Let's start with this one because it's a gang movie, but it's not like a mafia movie, but Gangs of New York.
I was hoping you'd say that. I fucking love that movie.
Man,
I think this was kind of like his resurgence as a director. You know, he found Leo. That was like their first collaboration, and what a great start that was. Daniel Day-Lewis should have fucking won that Oscar that year.
Yeah,
powerhouse performance.
He lost to Denzel Washington for Training Day. Also a fantastic performance.
But if you were to rate the two, I think Daniel Day-Lewis should have won. He carried more of that movie. It's not really easy to outact Leonardo DiCaprio, but Daniel Day-Lewis, damn.
Although we've seen it happen though, right? Because it is hard to outact Leonardo, but man, how about Tarantino did it in Django too? Because it's kind of like, man, that Calvin Candy performance is there, but you've got Christoph Waltz, and you've got Jamie Foxx. They all turn it up.
But when Leo comes into that picture, that's when Django really starts heating up.
For sure.
But man, Gaines, Liam Neeson, Daniel Day-Lewis, Leonardo DiCaprio,
Cameron Diaz. It's got a little like everybody. There's a lot of people, and it's a great.
Again, when you're a Martin Scorsese movie, you're gonna get top-notch actors, actresses.
They want to work with him,
and it's kind of based on the old gangs of New York, literally. The real Americans, which we still kind of have to deal with sometimes. You know, the immigrants were flooding America at this time, just coming in droves, and it's kind of like the real Americans. The Irish groups, the Italians, all these other immigrants that kind of form together to kind of go up against Daniel Day-Lewis's character, Bill the Butcher, and his Americans, real Americans, and Daniel Day-Lewis, he's a gang leader that has almost total control.
What was his gang called? Were they called that?
You know what? I don't know.
I know that.
Dead Rabbits.
The Dead Rabbits. Yeah. That was Liam Neeson, Leonardo's dad's group, Priest Vallon. Yeah. The only guy he kind of respected,
He even has a picture of him in his club.
There's just a lot of really cool things. This is kind of where you're seeing like, this is what year is this, Double A, this movie?
It's supposed to be, it's during the Civil War, so it's about between 1861 and 1865, because Abraham Lincoln, the Civil War is going, it's raging.
Right.
So,
and the movie, that's when the movie takes place, but it came out in what year? 2000?
2001, I believe. It was about after the 9/11 bullshit.
So this is after Scorsese. So this is Scorsese in New York. This is Scorsese after Goodfellas and Casino. So the movies that he's probably most beloved for, and he's kind of doing a period piece where it takes place. So number one, the costumes are fucking fantastic.
Great.
Number two, it looks so hot there. Like everyone's got on all these clothes, like jackets and vests and top hats, and they look incredibly sweaty, and it looks hot. Like it looks fucking hot. So it's setting this just mood, already. And then there's like this kind of piece of history that I didn't really know. So I'm kind of getting an education a little bit about what was going on in New York at this time, and like pretty much, you know, these different gangs.
So I think it was called the Natives.
The Natives,
because I think Liam Neeson even goes, you know, you and your so-called natives. You remember? So
right,
yeah.
When America was supposed to belong to everyone.
Yeah.
But not according to Bill the Butcher.
No.
And Daniel Day-Lewis is fantastic in everything. He doesn't really act badly. There's not really a bad Daniel Day-Lewis movie. But he's also very, very super selective about who he works with and what movies he does.
Yep.
So he is through the fucking roof on this. I mean, he's already an incredible actor, but can you imagine when you pair him with
an Oscar winner?
When you pair him with an incredible director, you're gonna and Double A is right. It probably should have been 4, because although that Denzel performance is outstanding, Denzel has many outstanding performances, and they might have been doing kind of like the Leonardo Revenant thing, where it's like, well, this is like a little bit of a makeup, or it's like we don't know, you know. But you could give Denzel Oscars all day too, the same way that you can Daniel Day-Lewis. You know what? Put them two in a movie together. I'll watch the fuck out of that. And Leonardo, I'll put them all in there. But yeah, I mean, the character of Bill the Butcher is so engaging. He is just, when he's in the scene, he's in the
charismatic. Scene. He's a scene stealer. You feel like you would be like Leo probably like felt like the character himself was like, shit, I'm starting to like, you know, being under Bill the Butcher, but I got to remember he's the one that killed my dad.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And it's kind of that old thing again, like from Godfather. You know, you kill the father, you got to kill the son. Because the son's going to grow up and he's going to want to kill you. You know? So,
but Bill lets him go in the beginning. And
he goes, just take him to a good school, make sure he gets like a good education.
But he harbors that want for vengeance in his heart, you know what I mean? And he that's all he's focused on. You know what I mean? And so meanwhile, Bill has grown in power, and it's just a cool story.
And I love it. I love that old New York. I love how it was still run by gangs. You know,
the costumes,
the immigrants kind of coming together to protect themselves in a way against these Americans, real Americans. You know, so it's a cool story. It's a cool story of old America. It's a cool story of New York. You know, it's a cool story of the early gang warfare that you had. You know? So
it's
cool.
Almost like, imagine would you say this, Double A? Would you say it was like the early of like the Warriors, you know what I mean? Where it's like, you know, gangs dressed alike. They wore something similar to mark them.
They wore,
They fought with clubs, pipes. It wasn't like guns, you know what I mean? It was like, this is just like, you know, street warfare. And then
I kind of like what he tells them at the end too. Remember when they're setting the rules, and he's like, clubs, you know, blah blah blah. And he goes, pistols, and Leo goes, no. And he's like, good boy. Like pistols are like for pussies, you know.
And not even that, but I mean, like you're lined up like, you know, Civil War battle style. Like we're all in the line, you're all in the line, and we're like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We've got all these knives.
Terms.
A board with with nails in it. You know what I mean? I'm like, what the hell? Like this is wild as shit. But it's such a fun, engaging movie. Great music. Now here he doesn't use his classic soundtracks.
He doesn't, but I love the U2 song at the end.
Yes,
when it's showing New York evolving into what we see it today.
The Irish band New York, U2 doing the the Irish are very prominent.
Hands that built America.
The hands that built America.
Love that song.
Which I believe that Martin Scorsese is an Italian American, but he oftentimes, you know, since he's a New Yorker, oftentimes he engages, you know. We talked about the Irishman already, but engages in the Irish influence in New York as well. So it's very, very, very cool. Also, I can watch it over and over again.
I can too.
I own it. I think to this day, your brother tells me there has not been a good Blu-ray transfer. It's just like a crappy from the DVD. That's it. It's not. They need to really do like a 20-year anniversary or whatever year it's at now. Sharpen it up.
2002, so next year would be the 20-year anniversary.
Okay, so hopefully, please, a great steel book or something. I want a really great version of that.
I mean, again, it's the first collaboration now of his new guy, Leo. You know, so
and if you have not seen Gangs of New York, guys, you will not be disappointed.
Man, that movie is so good.
The look, the feel, the performances, the story, the dialogue. There's quotable, funny lines.
It turned me into a Leo fan. That's when I became a Leo fan. Was this movie?
That might be my favorite Daniel Day-Lewis movie.
By far.
He's
he just eats the scene so much. Again, it's like what you're saying about Martin. he kind of gets the best out of you. I think it's Jonah Hill's best performance in Wolf of Wall Street. I think Daniel Day-Lewis, best performance that I've ever seen. Robert De Niro in probably Taxi Driver.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Joe Pesci. That's tough to put that De Niro one against The Godfather 2, though, that performance.
No, but I mean, I think it's a little bit more meaty. If you see Taxi Driver than Godfather. Because he's kind of basing himself on Marlon Brando more. That's a great point.
And he is the true lead in Taxi Driver. So
and then Joe Pesci, you never really see Joe Pesci kind of like really eat up a scene like he does like in Goodfellas.
No, that's absolutely true. Yeah. What about Leonardo? What would you say is best?
I'd have to go for that. For his performance, I would have to say Wolf of Wall Street.
That Scorsese pulls it out of him.
Really, that's like a Leo that you had never seen up to that point with The Departed.
It makes me wonder if guys like Scorsese and Tarantino, in their own mind, think like, I want to get the best performance out of it. I want to get the best performance because they both have worked with the same people.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Tarantino wanted to start working with Leo after this whole collaboration with Martin.
That's very interesting,
right?
That's very interesting to see. And
I can't see Tarantino in the 90s working with the guy from Titanic.
Right. That's a very great point. That's a very great point. And I think there probably is a little bit of peer rivalry where, hey, I want to get the best performance out of this obviously great actor.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that Tarantino would die to work with Daniel Day-Lewis. And who does he want to work with? He works with fucking anybody he wants. I mean, he's one of the people where it's, again, if you get the script from Tarantino, you do the role.
If you see a movie's being directed by Tarantino, you want to work with him. If you see a movie by Martin Scorsese, we've already mentioned some of the actors that have come out in Martin Scorsese movies, and they're just like, wow, that person's come out. That person's come out in Martin Scorsese. Jude Law, Kate Beckinsale, Kate Blanchett. You're
that
just like,
alone,
wow.
Yeah.
Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Joe Pesci, Alec Baldwin, Alan Alda, even Alan Alda, it's like, golly.
Jodie Foster.
Some
Shepard,
Tom Cruise, Paul Newman. I mean, these are like heavyweight names that
Samuel L. Jackson.
yeah.
Small role.
I wouldn't be surprised if that kind of got Quentin Tarantino's attention too.
Oh,
that
sure.
role in Goodfellas,
I'm sure.
Not Coming to America, I'm sure.
No, definitely not.
I'm pretty sure he saw Samuel L. Jackson in Goodfellas and was like, hey, you know what? I could probably do something with this guy. Harvey Keitel was a Martin Scorsese guy, became a Tarantino guy.
That's right. And his first,
even De Niro. with Jackie Fox.
That's right, with Jackie Brown. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's a great point. Yeah, great point. So getting to work with some of those people that are amazing. But yeah, not a negative word for me to say about Gangs of New York. I think you as well.
I love it. I love it.
It might be long. I don't know. It doesn't feel long. It feels like give me more movie because it's great.
Again, if you're seeing a Scorsese movie, you're kind of knowing that you're going to be going in for about 2.5 hours. Sometimes 3. You already have your mindset that okay, he's going to tell you, but he's going to tell you a really good story from 1 hour to the first hour to the third hour. You're going to be hooked on that story. If you're a big fan of Scorsese, you're all in.
Yeah, And the best part is that, like I said, in the ones we've been talking about for the last 30 minutes, and into this next part, it's going to go so fast. You're going to be like, man, I need more of that movie. Or I want to watch that movie again right after I just watched it. Yeah. And these are ones, now we're into the ones where we probably both own and both probably revisit often. Because I know that I revisit Gangs of New York has like been on TV recently.
And I've been
watching it. I'm watching the shit out of it. Yeah. When your significant other starts telling you like again this movie, you're watching this again. I'm like, I'm watching this part. I don't want to, and I watch this part.
I know, yeah.
So, Double A, let's go from Gangs of New York. Okay. Now getting into, what you could say maybe be the meat and potatoes or the ones that really built them up. Let's go with this one next. The one that got him the award that had long eluded him. He deserved it way before, many times. Some of the ones we've already talked about, but The Departed, again, maybe his next collaboration with Leonardo DiCaprio.
About probably maybe his third one.
Okay. Again, now we're bringing Alec Baldwin. We've got Mark Wahlberg.
We got Matt Jack Damon. Nicholson. We got Martin Sheen. You're just Mark Wahlberg, like you said. You're just like, whoa.
Yeah.
All-star cast.
Great fucking flick.
And you know what? I kind of hate it when people say this was kind of like his that they gave him the Academy Award for this one, because you know what? I'm glad he won for this one because this movie is so fucking good. We got a guy in our other chat that just loves sending us memes of Gangs of New York or
The Departed.
Departed. You know, he loves sending us fucking. We always say that like the 5 gifts of doom, and it's it's always like Departed stuff.
Yeah, that's of Friday Nighter Ray Chapa on that one. And guys, Friday Nighter and financial backer of this show, Aaron B.
That's right.
is a huge fan of The Departed. He would probably say it is his favorite movie.
I mean, you can't go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You get Jack Nicholson, maybe his last really, really top-notch performance.
No, truly.
And then you put him with Martin Sheen. Man, that scene with both of them together, it's so fucking awesome. Martin Sheen is such a legend.
Oh, yeah.
Jack Nicholson is such a legend. Then you got the dialogue between Mark Wahlberg and Alec Baldwin. Mm-hmm. That's so fucking funny. You know, you got Matt Damon coming in, mm-hmm. you know, and him and Jack Nicholson, the way they converse. Leo and Jack Nicholson, the way they converse. Leo at Mark Wahlberg. Leo at Martin Sheen. All the interactions. You're just like, damn, this is a really good movie. Yeah. Leo is a cop that goes undercover to infiltrate Jack Nicholson's group. Jack Nicholson has a guy to infiltrate the FBI, which is Matt Damon.
Right.
You know, and it's just kind of like, damn.
And the Boston State Police are involved. It takes place in Boston.
Like the FBI knows he has a mole in the FBI, but they don't know who he is.
Right.
You know, Jack Nicholson knows he has a mole in his group, but he doesn't know who it is. You know, it's just golly.
And guys, when it gets intense, you feel the intensity.
You really do.
How about this, AA? Texting in your pocket.
Yeah. I don't know how he did it, he knows what buttons to push.
This is before the smartphone days, guys, when your phone is like buttons and you're going click, 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 B, click, 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 A, click, 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 and you're moving your thumb around. I mean, like it, and you know where the character's at in that point, and you're like, holy shit, if he gets caught, they're gonna fucking cut his throat. Like, there's so much intensity and so many scenes like that. Great soundtrack. I get introduced to one of my favorite bands and favorite songs, the Dropkick Murphys, Shipping Up to Boston. They play it twice in one movie, and it's fucking rad as fuck. I love that song.
To say that Martin's too old school, you know, for him to bring out Dropkick Murphys, what a great first song to put in the movie. You know,
I mean, that iconic riff in the beginning on the banjo. Dun, dun.
Yep.
Dun, dun.
But man, the movie is so fucking good. I love The Departed. I hate how they say they gave Martin that award for that movie, because that movie deserves to be an award-winning movie.
It's extremely well directed, which is what he did. He directed it masterfully.
In fact, that should have been like maybe his second or third Oscar was for The Departed. You know,
that's what you would. That's a better thing to say.
Yeah.
Because how many times in that movie, AA, where the story's being told, this is the story that Martin Scorsese's crafting after filming all this stuff and then editing it. He's putting together a story where, you know, we find out who this guy is. We find out who this guy is. Now we're seeing that these guys are in each other's nests.
It's now we're big fucking web.
And now we're trying to see. We're seeing the moments where they could almost get caught, and we're on the edge of our seats. Holy shit! What's gonna happen? Like, and you're like, fuck! Like, what a great
and like
job.
I said, I can't emphasize, you know, Martin Sheen. What a great pickup Martin Sheen was. You know, for that father figure, boss. You know.
Yes.
But man, Jack Nicholson is, man, you forget how great that guy is.
I'm so glad that we get that moment in this movie with Martin Sheen and Jack Nicholson, because this is one of those moments that you'll go back and watch and you'll see. This reminds me of in True Romance, directed by Tony Scott, the Tarantino script, where you've got Christopher Walken, another great Christopher Walken role,
and Dennis Hopper.
And Dennis Hopper, which now we don't get any more Dennis Hopper scenes because he's sadly passed. You know, but that's so intense.
It is.
How about Heat? De Niro and Pacino. This scene, this interaction
Martin
of two
Sheen,
greats.
like I said, Martin Sheen is such a powerhouse actor. If alone Apocalypse Now, you know, just for that, you know, but then you have him and Jack Nicholson. it's two of the great veteran actors that came out during the 70s together, and they're interacting, and it's so great. You don't feel the intimidation from either side.
No.
Whatsoever.
These is two guys with like the biggest fucking balls you ever seen in the room, and there's no give. Yeah. There's no one's more
like, you don't feel like Martin Sheen's intimidated whatsoever by Jack Nicholson. Like you feel like he's on that same level.
Oh yeah.
And that's so fucking great.
Yeah. It's two total badasses. Maybe in, like we said, maybe in the ends of their careers as actors, but they're there and they're giving it this amazing performance. The cop and the criminal, and that's just
they know each other so well.
Yeah, that's just one scene.
They call each other by their damn real names.
There's comedy in it, guys. Yeah, there's comedy. There's fun stuff. I think even Jack Nicholson buys some comic books in the beginning for a young Matt Damon character.
Yeah.
Quotable, infinitely quotable, infinitely funny. You talked about all the interactions. I don't know if you said it, but the Mark Wahlberg Leonardo interactions where he's really busting his fucking balls, and he's busting his balls where it's like these two guys are gonna go at it, like, because he's when you're talking to someone and you're like, I'm pushing your button now. Yeah. Now I'm gonna keep pushing your button. And Mark Wahlberg's character is doing that to Leonardo DiCaprio's character, where he's like, and this, and this, and this, and this, and you're like, and he's like, fuck, say one more fucking thing, fucking thing, and it's like, you're like, holy shit, are these guys gonna fucking go at it?
But what's great too is that you think, man, the ending, the bad guy's gonna win, and then he pops you with that other ending,
right?
And you're just like, yes, right?
Yes, that's a great moment too.
It left me happy knowing that happened.
It's a happy, sad, happy. It's not a happy, sad, but it's a you're deflated and you're inflated ending, but it's still, you're kind of deflated, but you're not inflated all the way to where you wanted to be. But it's just fucking really good. I mean, I love it.
I'm glad he won the Oscar for that movie. It's one of the best gangster movies probably in the last 20 years.
Yeah,
by far. Leo is top notch. Matt Damon is top notch. Jack Nicholson is top notch. Martin Sheen, Mark Wahlberg, Alec Baldwin is fucking hilarious in that movie.
Yeah,
I love Alec Baldwin in that movie.
Even the friend of Leonardo, the great actor, his name escapes me, guys. Help me. He's currently on the show Blackish, though, on ABC.
Yeah.
He worked with Scorsese, and now he's got this show. He's had that.
And then Vera, I forget her last name.
Vermeija,
something like that. She's great in that movie too.
She's fantastic as the psychologist. So many great performances of a fun movie. You just can't go wrong with it.
Great soundtrack, great movie, great performance.
Give Me Shelter comes out in that one. Plays that one. Yeah. But guys, if you have not seen The Departed, and you know what, if you have seen The Departed, go watch it again.
Yeah.
Go watch it or go watch it again, because you're gonna enjoy it again, and it's a great, great fun time, and it's a fucking epic movie. I own it. I think I have a regular old plain Jane. It might be a steelbook. I think it is a steelbook, which is steelbook is nice, but I always want them to do, like, when a movie is like that, do this great edition of it, because I know some people don't buy physical movies anymore, but if it's a great movie that I love, like this one, I'll go out and buy a nice book copy or whatever, 25th anniversary. I will go buy that, even though I may already own a copy, because it deserves it. And it's a great movie. It was the best picture, and it deserved to be best picture.
Yeah.
So without further ado, then AA, I only have two others left to talk about.
All right.
It will not be our first time talking about them, so we may say some of the things we've said before if you watch our Gangs of Friday Night episode when we talked about our favorite mobster movies. But the last two that I have here, and I'm going to go one then the other, but one of them is Casino, an epic.
That was my first introduction into Scorsese because of you. Very first one Martin Scorsese movie I've seen ever. So,
and I did not know I had that distinction. So that's very cool.
Yeah.
And I think I saw this movie off of me seeing Goodfellas. I believe is that how the story goes? I don't know if that's how the story. I think so. I think I saw Goodfellas.
Now I know Joe told me about Goodfellas, but Casino was the first one I've seen because of you.
I think I saw Goodfellas first, and then I saw Casino, and I had read both books, which I borrowed from you. I think
after you Wise saw Guy both movies,
because I remember your books had like the covers.
It had Wise Guy. It was like a gun like this, and then Casino was the movie cover. Yeah.
But so I read both books. Again, both of these come from author Nicholas Pileggi, who did real work with the real.
Yes, he did.
People interviewed the real Henry Hill, the real guys. The
Frank
movie,
Rothenstein.
Who is
Sam Ace
Rothstein in Casino, and that's what we're talking about. The movie version, is this casino director? I guess you could call him. I mean, what is he like? His role in the casino. Sam.
So Ace. So he's supposed to be like pretty much the boss, the one who oversees, makes sure the casino wins.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he can't because he's blacklisted. Kind of, he's a booker, right? So they give it to what's his name?
Which guy?
Green.
Right. I always think about him as
Usual Suspects,
and and Lieutenant Weinberg from
from Good Men.
Sam, is his real name Sam?
Something like that. But he's the front guy. Mm-hmm. He's the one that's supposed to be running the casinos, but it's really Frank's or Sam Ace Rothstein. He's the one that sets up the rules, the procedures, make sure you lose money at that casino. And it's an interesting story of how the mob really ruled Las Vegas. The
Kansas City, the Kansas City mob,
the Kansas City and Chicago mob,
right?
But how they had a really tight grip on Las Vegas.
And Robert De Niro's character is supposed to be Jewish. They call him Jewish and Irish. Mm-hmm. And Joe Pesci plays Nicky Santoro.
So he's not part of the he's not an official member of the gang, but he's a top earner for that group, the Chicago
mob. I think they kind of send him out there to kind of be like Ace needs muscle. He needs muscle. So he's there to make sure nobody fucks with him or whatever. And in doing
which is based on Tony Spilotro.
Right. Very famous in real life mobster.
Infamous.
Yeah. And so the movie, if you've probably seen it, you've probably seen it a dozen times. We've seen it a dozen times. I know Friday Night or Foxy Roxy said her husband literally told her, you need to stop watching that movie because she was like, I would watch it just over and over all day. Yeah, she was saying that she just watched it too much. Now, I don't know if I could watch it that much, but I mean,
we did almost at that peak. Yeah, we were watching it a lot.
I've seen it enough times where I can walk in and out of the room and I know exactly where it's at and pick it up and I know the pacing of the words, but it's a great cast. This is probably I believe this is the follow-up to Goodfellas. It's the next movie that Scorsese did. He reunites who we love from Goodfellas.
With De Niro.
De Niro. You add Sharon Stone.
Great movie.
You add James Woods.
James Woods. Yeah.
There's so many great people in this. Frank Marino. I mean, who I just got through watching and hating in The Sopranos, when I was happy to see him because I know him from these movies so well. But so much iconic shit happens in these movies, from the beginning scenes of introducing each other and the voiceover, right? Yep. De Niro's character, Sam, introducing Nicky Santoro and talking about, if you come at Nicky with a bat, he's going to come at you with a knife. If you come at him with a knife, he's going to come at you with a gun. And if you got a gun, then you better make sure you kill him because he's going to keep coming and coming and coming. And, it's pretty much about their rise. They're working at the Tangiers Hotel, which is
Stardust.
The Stardust Hotel in the real world, Las Vegas, and just their meteoric rise, and then of course,
pretty much it's just fall. Well, it's not really even kind of like that. It's kind of like the implosion.
Yeah, that's a better word.
Because of what happens with the Nicky Santoro character, it seems like his is kind of like the downfall of their tight grip on Las Vegas. Sam has it tight. He has Las Vegas where he wants it for the mob. They're sending them the money.
Mm-hmm.
But then Nicky gets really fucking greedy.
Right.
Has the hole in the wall gang.
Right.
Causing trouble, just causing so much violence, then having an affair with Sam's wife.
Yeah, that's towards the end,
and the friction between them. It's just like golly.
But just pretty much that Nikki got so ambitious as a mobster, which
because he was so far away from the leaders,
right? Nobody was watching.
They're back in Chicago, yeah. And who's gonna tell him what to do in Las Vegas?
Yeah, and Sam's trying to tell him. He even keeps telling the coach, "You're gonna get yourself put in that black book. There's only one book, and the only other name in it is." The only name is Al Capone. He's like, if you get in there, every Fed, every cop, everyone will know you.
Come close to Vegas.
And that happens pretty kind of like midway through the movie, pretty much. And it's like once that happens, then Sam can't do his business because he keeps saying like every time I get mentioned in the news, they mention this guy, and it's like crime. And it just Double A put it perfectly. It pretty much is about the implosion. At the same time, you've got Sharon Stone as Ginger, Sam's wife, who is. This just
so pretty much she tells him she doesn't love him.
Yeah.
But he's so adamant about marrying her. He goes, look, just marry me. And if you don't love me, you can divorce me and I'll take care of you.
Yeah.
She's romantically involved with James Woods. Then she gets romantically involved with Nikki Santoro.
And are we supposed to believe, Double, that she was like a prostitute and he was the pimp?
Think so.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so pretty much, but he does talk about her, how the way she could work a room and that she was very beautiful. And you can go look up pictures of the real one, and she was beautiful. But she just was someone that was kind of in it for her own best interest. And they did have a daughter together.
Yes, they
did. And he died maybe the last, right? The real character that Sam is based off of.
Oh yeah. He outlived the Nikki Santoro character. Right. He outlived the Ginger character.
Yeah.
He lived somewhere in Florida after the whole expulsion of Las Vegas.
Right.
He goes to Florida, does his own business, but
this is just one of those really fun, really classic, iconic. Sorry guys, we went right into the break there on accident. So I'm gonna come right back to Casino right when we come back from that. Let me read a bit of the comments here. We don't have that many in there right now, but we'll check them out. Let's see. Rich says, great show tonight, guys. Thank you, Rich. Appreciate that. Robert Kubis is here. Robert says, I was Bill the Butcher for Halloween in 2009. Nice. Check out my profile pics. I will certainly check that out. I have been to Halloween parties with you, Rob, and you always have great costumes. So I want to see that. Federation of American Natives was the name of the game. Okay. Very cool, Robert. Hey, and I'm gonna say this now, but I'm gonna say it again when we come back. Robert, congratulations on your album being released this week. Wow. Great job, sir. I have been listening to it nonstop. It's so fun and up my alley and melodic and moody and dude, so many things, man. I want to get the name correct here, so I'm going to get it up real quick. Please go check out on wherever music you listen to music. You can hear it on Spotify. King's Indian by Robert Kubis, Robert Kubus. It's a melodic, fun, moody. There's like some Delta blues in there. I feel like it's such an entertaining, enjoyable album. Drink some beer to it, drink some coffee to it. I think you can enjoy it. I could see it playing in a coffee house somewhere that I might be at and tap my toe to it. But King's Indian is the name of the album, and it's available pretty much anywhere. I just bought it on iTunes yesterday.
I gotta check out that picture.
So and I want to look that up too. I want to see your picture as Bill the Butcher. And Jason says, back in the day, I collect sports cards. Where can I take my cards now and see how they work?
Jason. So next weekend they're having a really good show at the Shrine Auditorium. It's a card and comics collectibles, but they're actually going to have the JSA, right? The grading.
That's right. The grading.
It's a top-notch card grading system, and they can probably tell you what your cards are worth, if it's worth something, if it's not worth something. It's cool. It's going to be up you go up 281 all the way up to 1604, and you take a left. And it's at the Shrine Auditorium.
Okay, so let's see. Here is when the next one is going to be, Jason. I have the information here. And Jason, we can send this to you too, the image here that we have. It is April 24th and 25th, 2001, Saturday and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. 901 North Loop 1604 here in San Antonio, Texas. It's at $8 to get in. You can get a 2-day pass for $13. There's free parking and door prizes. You can buy, sell, and trade sports cards, comics, toys, Pokemon, and much more. There's going to be food trucks. So, in fact, I'm going to share this.
Jason, our man,
Rick.
You've seen Rick from Crit Comics. He's going to be there at that show. And, man, Rick has a great selection of comics, right, CM? And he always has them for like 50% off.
Great deals.
Great deals. He has key issues. He has really high collectible issues. But that will be the place to take your cards to see how much they're worth. So, CM's about to post it right now in our group. Jason, I know you're in the group, so you can probably check it out. You can get all the info right there where he's sharing it.
Yeah, everything about that show. So I'll even put your name here at the top.
Okay, Jason, cool. He's going to tag you in.
If I can. I never know what I'm doing. So let me.
But that will probably be your best bet. And what's great is that it's going to be next weekend. So that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun, I think. I definitely want to try to get out there.
I'm probably going to be at Traders, so that's where I'm going to be.
Oh, that's right. The Ray Park thing also this weekend.
Yeah, so
I just shared it there. It's in the group. I'll try to tag your name in it too. We'll do it afterwards.
Our great guy, Rick, from Crit Comics.
Rick's Comic Crypt, yeah, he's a fun guy.
Man, if you get a chance to go there, you need to go see him. Like I said, the Silver Surfer issues he had for 50% off CM.
Oh, man,
you would probably be drooling over.
I bought some great old Fangoria magazines from him with beautiful covers. They're in great back and boards, magazine size back and boards. $2 a piece. I got a beautiful Elvira cover I gave to my girlfriend, and I gave a couple one to my sister from the show Hannibal, and I kept one from The Walking Dead for myself. Really great stuff, guys. So definitely go check that out. But looks like that might be it for the comments right now. So let's get into this last block.
Yeah, thanks for commenting.
Yeah, totally. We're gonna get into this last block of audio here.
Yeah, it's not gonna take that long.
Yeah, because we're doing this. Finishing up on Casino, and we're going right into Goodfellas, which we know you've all probably been waiting for. And then that's it. So you good?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, guys. So Casino, I mean, again, we can't say enough about it. If you haven't seen it,
powerhouse. Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, Sharon Stone, Don Rickles, even that Joe Bob Briggs.
Don Rickles, Joe Bob Briggs. I forgot that those two are in there. Yeah, right.
James Woods.
It's just so much, so many quotable lines.
Oh my goodness.
So many scenes that you're like, what the frick? Charlie M. I am Charlie M.
Yeah,
Charlie frickin' M. A guy's head in a vice, a guy cheating at gambling, gets his hand.
Oh, yeah.
Mush. They open the door with a guy's head. Some cowboys got his boots off,
which
his
we
feet
always quote all the time. That part.
I mean, there's whole things. You know what I mean? How about? Excuse me, is this your pen?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my pen. Why don't you take and shove it up your ass? I mean, it's just like holy shit. You know what I mean? So if you've never seen a mob movie, I don't know why you haven't. But if you want to start,
that was my first introduction to mob movies. That was my first introduction to Martin Scorsese. So it was a good start for me.
Oh, definitely, man. You cannot go wrong with Casino. You can never see it too many times. It's often on. Also, I feel like we often even joke about the it used to come out on USA every now and then. Stuff you Sam Rothstein.
I forgot about that one. Golly.
So Friday Nighter Adam T loves to quote that line. But yeah, blueberries. If you guys ever eat a blueberry muffin with your friend,
I still say that to boy. Friday night faithful, never boy. I'm like, look, you have more blueberries than me.
And it applies
falling apart.
It applies to anything. If your lady's got more fries than you,
I want an equal amount of blueberries.
If you get a pepperoni pizza, there's not enough pepperoni on it. You want an equal amount of pepperoni all over the pizza. It's just a fantastic movie. I'm sure it got nominated for everything under the sun.
Pretty sure too.
I don't think it won.
Sharon Stone got nominated.
Okay.
For sure, I know she did.
And not surprising for Marty, and especially his first outing really after Goodfellas. And I think maybe some people they thought it wasn't as good or whatever, but it's
you know what? I would say it's a good movie. But I want to say it's better than Goodfellas.
I agree. But it's a great
good
movie.
Yeah, and it's a very different kind of Robert De Niro, where he's not a tough guy,
not necessarily a tough guy. Yeah, but
he's more brain than broad in that one.
Definitely, and he does that so well as well. He plays a great kind of the guy behind the scenes leading everything, and he does a great job. And in the 70s, and then kind of cool because it's based on real things, whatever. So
it really is
stuff that you can look up later that you see happen. But without further ado, and in this last block, and we're going to welcome anyone that's left hanging out with us to go ahead and comment, and we'll get to those in this block here. But the what some would call his masterpiece, I would call probably his masterpiece, and I would also say that it is my favorite movie of Martin Scorsese's.
Oh wow!
But Goodfellas. I mean, guys, when people talk about mob movies, you bring up The Godfather, you bring up Scarface, and you bring up Goodfellas.
Goodfellas is always up there.
It's the story of Henry Hill, played by Ray Liotta. I mean, it literally opens with the line, ever since I was young, I wanted to be a gangster. You know what I mean? And then it goes right into the movie. Bump, 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 bump. You know what I mean?
Again, Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, Ray Liotta, Paul Sorvino, Lorraine Bracco. It's like, golly.
In their youth, in their heyday, it was the cool movie to see if you're around our age as a kid. From the first kind of scene of maybe, Henry beating that dickhead across the street over the head with the gun, giving Lorraine Bracco the gun in her hand, and she's like, it turned me on. You know what I mean? Henry stealing and the cigarettes, and as a kid, and the cops telling the cops, it's okay. It's okay. To when he, as we've said in our other episode, Gangs of Friday Night, when he takes his first pinch like a man, you know what I mean, and they're all happy. You're
like, you popped your cherry.
It's just a cool movie, you know what I mean? You're getting your first kind of glimpse. Well,
I love like when De Niro first comes in. He's like, "I'm here to take all your guineas money."
That's right.
He's supposed to play an Irishman in that one, just pure Irish guy, but he's like a top earner for that. Mob
Jimmy
group.
Jimmy the Gent.
Yeah.
And that was like the guy you were like,
Conway.
I want to be Jimmy. Like Jimmy's fucking cool or whatever.
Yeah.
They pull off the famous Lufthansa heist.
Yep.
For a long time, one of the most famous heists in history.
It really was. And no one kind of really knew who did it, who orchestrated it. So, a lot of money. The biggest heist, like you said, the biggest heist in U.S. history at that point.
And I think they pretty much walked in and walked out. There was like no killing or nothing like that. It was just like they just ripped them off. Yeah. So very cool. New York, also again, Martin Scorsese and New York have a true love affair, and I think they love each other, and they should, because they work well together when he does stuff there. And again, highly quotable. It was nominated for everything. Some people may have won awards. Joe Pesci was supporting actor. He's fantastic as why is his name escaping me? It's Joe Pesci it's Henry Hill. And it's Jimmy the Gent, and somebody's gonna kill me for this one or whatever. You know what I mean? But I can't think of Joe Pesci's name.
I can't think of his fucking name either.
We have been drinking, so there is that or whatever. We remember Billy Batts, and we remember how he handled that. You know what I mean? So famously recreated in Tommy. That's right, Tommy. In Steven Spielberg's Animaniacs with the good feathers, the good feathers. They were the three pigeons, and they would even have the Polly one come out sometimes. The really big pigeon, and he would be like the crazy boss or whatever. But they would be getting up to shenanigans, which I actually saw that as a kid before I saw Goodfellas.
I did too. Same
so
here.
I didn't get the reference, but once I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh man,
so
once
cool.
I got it, I started cracking up hard.
Yeah, big time. And it still holds up, still very funny. Go over and check out the Animaniacs, the Good Feathers episodes, which is based on the Goodfellas movie. And the book is called Wise Guy.
Yeah.
In the book, he says
Wise guy.
He was a wise guy. We call it wise guys, but in the movie he says he was a good guy, he was a good fella. That's what we would say, he was a good fella. But damn, I mean, like, how about them, like, you get to see kind of like they reference it in Sopranos so much, and they do it way more because of course it's a show, but like the food, like you're seeing them eat, and the food, and the sausage is sizzling, and then the stirring the sauce or whatever, like all that shit, like The Sopranos does that a lot. Like, that's huge. But those little moments add to that. How about this? So I told Double A this. I said, hey, I'm going to wear my Thundercats shirt because we just did an episode yesterday with a friend of the show, Jerry D, on the Totally Rad Christmas podcast. So please go listen to that, like and follow and share the Totally Rad Christmas show. Listen to our episode and his other episodes, all things in the 80s Christmas. Fun. But I said, I'm going to wear my Thundercats shirt because we talked Thundercats on that show. And then he was like, man, no Scorsese shirts. And I said, man, no, I don't have one. And I used to have one. I used to have a Jimmy the Gent shirt way back in the day. And it just said mob at the bottom. But this was back when I was a size medium. Now I'm a large. And this is years ago. So I have nothing now. I went online to look for something. I was like, let me go online and see it. Look and see. I got to buy one for the future, right? One of the shirts that comes up is of the damn painting of that the mom drew when they go see. I know the famous scene from Goodfellas. They got Billy Bat's body in the trunk. Well, they got to stop at Tommy's. It's Tommy's mom, right?
It's Tommy's mom, which is Martin Scorsese's real mom.
Played by Martin Scorsese's real mom, who also comes out in Casino as the mom of the idiot.
They're my mother's books.
Yeah, they're my mother's books.
They're my mother's books.
So that's a famous thing he does. He puts his mom in the movies, and she's also in the Bronx Tale.
And she also is the voice of the mom of King of Comedy.
I did not know that. Yeah. So Martin Scorsese's mom also very recognizable. I love her in Casino too. She's like, why you curse so much? You cursing so much. You know what I mean? But she's so lovely and sweet and
Goodfellas.
And Goodfellas. She wants to make them something to eat.
Yeah, she feeds them like late at night.
And it's like pasta and like all this like rich food. I'm like, fuck, that looks good. Like, but she shows them the painting that she's done, and it's like of this guy on a boat, and there's two dogs, and you guys can go out there and look on the internet. You can buy this fucking shirt with that. I'm like, I gotta have that.
Wow!
But they start laughing is because they say,
Tommy goes, "Hey, it looks like someone we know."
You know what? You're right. Without the
and like him and De Niro start like cracking up big time.
They start cracking up big time. It's such a fucking iconic scene.
Yeah, she tells Henry, "It's like, why are you so glum, Henry?"
Yeah, you mean a nice girl. You mean a nice girl. Like she's such a I guess what you would say maybe like a stereotype, Italian mom, but it's so well done beautifully by Martin Scorsese's mother. She's fantastic. It's just a great like fun scene of these like mobsters doing really devious shit. Because in fact they have to go get a knife from her. He's like, Mom, let me borrow this knife. Yeah. And then he's like, we hit a deer, and like we gotta
try to get the hoof.
The hoof. What do you call it? The hoof. Yeah, the hoof off. And they're gonna stab Billy Bats to death. And it's just a crazy fun scene. Fun the murder, but it's fun in the sense of a mob movie. But yeah, you can go buy the shirt with the two dogs. He's like, I like it. The one dog's facing this way, the other dog's facing that way. Yeah, I like it. It's just great. But yeah, that's one of the shirts that I saw out there that you can get. I was like, wow, of all things, this came up. I think you can even buy the print. Like you can get a print of it and have the two dogs. But that's how iconic Goodfellas is, guys. I mean, it's been imitated, it's been repeated. It's just well paced, well written. Obviously, we're talking about the man, Martin Scorsese.
And again, you're talking about a downfall of the mob because of what happens to Henry. He gets deep into the drugs, which, Paulie's like, no, we don't do drugs. We don't touch that shit.
Yeah.
He gets busted. He testifies against all of them, brings down that family. So, another one where you're just like, golly,
Yeah. And so many lines quotable throughout it. We also did the line, what do you mean I'm funny? Funny like a clown? Funny like how? Like I'm here to amuse you?
Yeah, and that's like become like a big meme of Henry laughing.
Yeah, that's classic like that.
Yeah.
Like Henry laughing. Yeah. Like that. Ray Liotta, easily his best role.
Oh, yeah.
Hands down. No doubt. The tragic, scene with Tommy becoming a made guy.
Yeah, because they find out that he killed a man from the Gotti. Billy Bats. He was part. The real one was supposed to be part of the Gotti.
Oh, really?
Group. And so they find out what they did, and so they assassinate. Boom! They take out Tommy. For retaliation for what they did. They kill a made man. You're not supposed to do that without the.
Can't kill a made guy without the permission.
Approval.
Yeah, you gotta get approval.
Yeah. So
how about this? Fuck you, pay me.
Yeah.
Not enough people coming in. Fuck you, pay me.
Yeah.
And what happens when you can't steal anything, can't take anymore? He's like, just burn it down. You're like, there's so much you know, like I said, the cool shit.
Yeah. What am I going to do with fur coats in the summer? I'll put it on the meat. How about that, Henry?
Yeah. How about Morty's wigs? How about that? Oh, they have that shirt too. You can buy the Morty's wigs shirt.
Jeez. You know what? White Room. That's where I fell in love with that song from Cream. Was when De Niro's just looking at him like,
I'm
gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah, and it's
motherfucker.
Like here I'm thinking to myself watching it, you know what I mean? Even today I'm like, this guy didn't know who he was trying to harass for money. I'm like, these guys are fucking killers, you know what I mean?
Especially him.
Yeah.
You know, Jimmy Conway, you know, Jimmy the Gin. I mean, ooh.
How about Frankie Carbone's?
Yeah, Frankie Carbone. Yeah.
Damn. They were like, he was frozen. They had to let him thaw out for 2 days before they did the autopsy.
Again, that's where I fell in love with the song Layla. Was from that part.
Lots of Clapton in that one.
Yeah,
great soundtrack.
Yeah.
Our introduction to maybe Martin Scorsese doing great soundtracks.
Yeah.
Like that, where you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
You know, guys, if you haven't seen Goodfellas, go out, buy it, rent it on Prime, whatever you got to do. Get it going, because you're gonna not be cheated out of a fantastic film watching experience. I watch it so many times. I own a really beautiful book like version of it, like the book type case of Goodfellas. If it's on, I watch it. Me and you are both probably big on, like probably most people nowadays, nobody goes to their cabinet and gets a movie out. But if I was gonna go and I was gonna get a movie out, I would definitely grab Goodfellas and think twice about it. Again, extremely quoted, extremely memorable, great pacing. Martin Scorsese does an incredible job. He could have easily won Best Picture for this. In fact, I'd like to know what won.
Yeah, I know.
What beat it.
You gotta
like 91, right? 91.
I'm like, what fucking movie won?
Well, it might have been up against Silence of the Lambs. If you're up against, that's tough. It's tough. That's pretty close. But guys, it is easily one of maybe the top 3 mobster mob movies.
It's always up there.
Yeah,
always.
And again, you could say that maybe it is the movie that I won't say introduced the world to Martin Scorsese, not at all, but maybe our generation.
I would say our generation more, because the other generation probably got used to the 70s and 80s. Well, maybe the 70s stuff compared to the 80s.
Yeah.
I would say so.
Because we didn't talk at all about Raging Bull, not for lack of.
So if you're a boxing fan like we are, it's about Jake LaMotta. It's about how the mob had a really tight control on the New York scene. I don't know if you know, but the mob had a pretty tight control in boxing.
I did not know
that. So a lot of people took dives, and of it, and Jake LaMotta was kind of one of them that took dives for the mob in order to get paid more.
Really? I did not know that.
But it's a really cool story. Jake LaMotta is one tough son of a bitch, one of the greatest boxers of all time, one of Hall of Fame. His 6-match series against Sugar Ray Robinson is always, rated one of the very best in boxing history. One of the greatest feuds in boxing history. Just 81 wins that he had, and like he fought like so many times, and it's a great movie. It's Robert De Niro, it's Joe Pesci. I think that's the first time they collaborate together with Scorsese. So it's like their first collaboration together.
Nice.
Frank Marino is also in that movie too.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of like all their first, but it's a really good movie. It's usually considered one of the best boxing movies ever. If you ever get a chance, I would say
I would definitely love to watch it,
because Jake LaMotta is one of the best boxers of all time.
I know his name comes up all the time. You know what I mean?
He's just one of those great middleweight, champions that it's always rated very highly.
Do his ties to the mob tarnish his legacy?
No.
Okay.
No. He took dives for some people, but I mean, he still won a title on his own.
He beat Sugar Ray Robinson?
He was the first guy to actually beat Sugar Ray Robinson after like 80 fights that Sugar Ray Robinson had. He was the first one to beat him.
They fought each other in their prime?
6 times, yes.
Really?
And it was almost like, it wasn't like a year after the fight. It was almost like a month after the fight.
Shit.
Yes.
He's often regarded as the greatest. The greatest of all time.
So when Jake LaMotta actually beat him, you're like, holy shit, he beat Sugar Ray Robinson, So
Sugar Ray Robinson, they also call him the Bronx Bomber?
He is, the Bronx Bomber.
The Bronx Bomber, right? Yeah.
That's Jake LaMotta.
I've seen some of that stuff, and I remember being like, man, this guy's fucking really bad dude.
Raging Bull is really good. Another movie I wanted to kind of point out, which is kind of a really underrated Scorsese movie, is Shutter Island.
Oh, I've seen that one too, and I love Shutter Island.
Again, you have Leo, you have Mark Ruffalo, you have
that's right, Mark Ruffalo's in that.
Ben Kingsley.
That's right. Also,
I mean, it's a really good movie. Yeah. I forget his name, but he plays Casey Jones.
I forget his name also,
but he's in the movie too. And man, that movie is a mindfuck.
Totally.
With a big like the ending you didn't see coming, in that one in Shutter Island.
You could almost say maybe Martin Scorsese's foray into horror.
I put
it feels like a horror
movie.
It
under suspense thriller.
Okay.
And it's kind of because of the ending why I put it under suspense thriller, not horror.
Okay.
Because when you finally find out what it is, you're like, oh, okay.
And also him and DiCaprio, so DiCaprio. So
which I wanted to bring this up to you, CM. Who's the better guy for Martin? Is it Robert De Niro or Leo? Who would you say you enjoy the movies more? Would you say De Niro, he got more out of De Niro, or would you say he got more out of DiCaprio?
Oh man, that's a tough question.
Who is the Martin guy? There's always that Paul Heyman guy. Who's Paul Heyman guy? Who's the Martin Scorsese guy, man? Is it De Niro, his guy from the 70s, 80s, and 90s? Or is it DiCaprio from the 2000s and the 2010s? Who is it?
I'm going to go with De Niro because I feel like they're almost synonymous.
The more classic movies, you would say, it's kind of like with Motorhead. They always say that the classic lineup is the best version of Motorhead, even though the Motorhead version of like the 90s and 2000s lasted longer. Right. So, I mean, you got Taxi Driver, you got Raging Bull, you got Goodfellas, Casino, Cape Fear. It's kind of like, damn, those are considered Martin Scorsese's classics. Yeah. Whereas you really don't hear too much Gangs of New York, Departed, Wolf of Wall Street, Shutter Island, Aviator, So, I mean, great movies. We love those Leo movies. But it's those early movies that you're like, he's more defined about. I think so, too. And I would say that because, I mean, there are ones that I really enjoy. Like we said, Wolf of Wall Street, The Aviator, definitely The Departed. But I probably revisit some of the other ones more. Revisit The Departed a lot. Yeah. Might not revisit The Aviator and Wolf of Wall Street as much as I'd like to. Okay. Although I love those, and that's like pretty much 3 against 3. Yeah. Because if you do Taxi Driver, Goodfellas, but you just hear more, right? The De Niro movies, right? You hear more Raging Bull. You hear more Taxi Driver. You hear more Goodfellas, especially Goodfellas. Yeah. Casino. Yeah. You just hear more about their movies. But you want to talk about winners. Raging Bull. Robert De Niro won his second Oscar. Nice. Color of Money, Paul Newman won his Oscar. Goodfellas, Joe Pesci won his Oscar. DiCaprio really started getting noticed and was really Oscar nominated during this whole run. Mm-hmm. And he finally won himself for The Departed. So, I mean, he's always directed Oscar winning actors, But this list of movies alone, AA, makes you think, like, it makes you want to go look who won that year. Yeah. Because who beat these guys? Movie was so good that year. Yeah. I mean, like we said just right here, Goodfellas, Casino, The Departed, Taxi Driver, Wolf of Wall Street, The Aviator, Gangs of New York. Who beat those? Who the fuck beat those movies? Yeah. Because they were fantastic in their respective years. Yeah. And here's movies that I think they also did the thing that is kind of rare. They had commercial success, and they had these movies always drew pretty high, right? And they were reviewed well, and they were also reviewed. So that's like both. How often do you get that happening? Yeah. Whatever, and Martin Scorsese has also become in his own right kind of an expert on the matter of directing. He's a person that people go to, they reference. I know he's been in commercials. It's like you almost, like I said, you kind of know he's like a character. Yeah. I think they even used him in the Animaniacs. They had like a pigeon. Yeah, they did. That's right. Pigeon. Yeah, they did. Yeah, I mean, I was reading something about him that he was like in a MasterCard commercial. That's right. He's famously like, can we do it again? Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Yeah. Being very a director. Yeah. Which is great. I mean, I rarely hear anything negative about him. If anything, I don't think I've ever heard anything negative about him. Never heard any. I mean, you get the same actors that kind of come back. Like Leonardo has never said anything. Robert De Niro has never said anything about him. Harvey Keitel, Joe Pesci. Yeah. they've never said anything bad about the dude. So
yeah, and like I said, the only I guess you could say recently kind of negative thing, and if you're one of these people in the what they call the toxic, fandom or whatever, and when he was kind of negative about superhero movies, but we love that stuff, and it didn't affect me.
He comes from a different era, a different school. Sure. I mean, I don't care about what he said. That's his opinion.
Yeah.
He doesn't feel like that's good cinema. Yeah. Hey, that's fine.
And you can love this, and you can love that, or you can love one and not love the other.
Who knows how he would have felt about George Lucas's stuff, right? With Star Wars. Who knows how he felt? He probably saw that and was like, "Wow, what is this garbage?"
Yeah, the fact that he knew George went to school with them, probably
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
But here's the thing too. It's like, what do people think? Do people think that because he said that quote, the people are going to stop making superhero movies? No way, man. There's a buck to be made. It's going to continue to happen. Let him have his opinion. It is what it is. Chances are you still like Goodfellas and Casino and, The Departed.
Whenever Martin Scorsese's name comes out, I'm like, oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I can't wait to see. And especially if he has Leo or Robert De Niro, I'm like, oh, yeah. Okay.
Definitely. And I agree with you 100%. If this man's making a movie, I want to see it.
Honestly, I love the Marvel movies, but besides the Russos, I can't really think of another director for Marvel.
Well, Ryan Coogler with Black Panther, but yeah, I get you.
But you know what I mean? Like you're just like when Martin Scorsese's name comes up right away, you're just like, ooh,
yeah,
okay, I want to see that. And that's very rare. Like we say that with Tarantino. Tarantino's name comes up, we're like, okay, cool.
Right.
We're probably gonna watch it.
Oh, right.
Scorsese's name comes up, we're probably gonna fucking watch it. Spielberg's name comes up, we're gonna watch it. George Lucas, hey, all right.
Yeah. There are certain people, certain directors. Number one, your list, if somebody asked you to name 5 directors, if it was a question on Family Feud, that would be one of the names that people said.
Like
out of 100 who uphold.
He's made 25 movies. I've seen 15.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you made my list grow because I think that I was at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got to 11 because I had forgot Cape Fear and Shutter Island that I had seen those. So I mean 11 movies I can watch from one guy. That's pretty fucking impressive. Yeah. You know what I mean? And
that means we're just always there. We're just always looking.
Right.
I started off with Casino and I went back.
Yeah.
And then I started watching the Leo stuff. Every time him and Leo had a collaboration,
I'm taking stuff away that I want to watch now. Color of Money, Raging Bull. So those are things that I want to go see.
King of Comedy. I'm serious. You will probably like that one a lot, especially after seeing the Joker. So
totally, and it's just testament again, like I said, to the guy where he can be when The Irishman was announced it was going to come out on Netflix. It was like I knew I was going to watch it.
It was a big deal. It was a big deal.
Yeah, you just know that you're in line for that before you even know any plot or any actors. You're like, it's him. It's going to be. It's going to most likely be
De Niro again. Everyone was like popping. They're like, wow, him and De Niro.
And Pesci too. So
and Pesci, like the first time he came out like in so long, you're just like, damn.
And he did look old. He did look old. So,
I mean, just a great career. A great career.
Totally
he can do gangs. He can do sports movies.
Mm-hmm.
He can do psychological thrillers. He can do suspense thrillers. He can do autobiographies.
Yeah.
And
here's the thing about a lot of these movies is that there's a healthy dose of comedy in each.
Mm-hmm.
There's a healthy dose of humor and like levity to it, where it's not like the heavy-handed, there's not really any comedy in The Godfather, what I mean? But there's a lot of comedy in these, and again, it's not meant to be comedic, but it just ends up being funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's like that's kind of cool about it, or whatever. Yeah. That sometimes makes a heavy film easier to get to swallow and get through.
Yeah.
So again, we haven't said it enough, but for me, definitely top 5.
Yeah,
I love him.
Sure. You introduced me to him. I went into the well. I dig deeper into the well, and I found, this dude has so many good movies.
Yeah, and you're further down in the well now than I am, so I got to get down in there and get a couple more under my belt. Well, is there any other final thoughts on that?
Just like I said, I mean, he's just a really good director. He's not just crime movies. He's a very, very director that's been imitated a lot.
Yeah.
He has his hallmarks, and every time his name comes up, I'm always like, I'm there.
Yeah. Yeah, I 100% feel the same way, man, guys. If you don't know Martin Scorsese, we hopefully you do a little bit more now.
Yeah,
and
or
if you
you
do,
probably thought like, oh wow, I've seen those movies. I've seen that movie. I've seen that movie. So shit, I must be a Scorsese fan. So
yeah, chances are you probably are. And if you haven't revisited any of these movies, now is the perfect time to revisit them. Check them out again. We're sure that you're still going to love them. And if there's some that we named that you haven't seen, go and give them a watch, because you most likely won't be disappointed. The guy is a great, great director, and you need a great director to have a great film. Without it, your story doesn't really have a place to go. So, awesome, man. Any other final thoughts, Double A?
Oh man, just you know what? This was really fun. I needed this.
Yeah.
And it was kind of fun going deep into the Martin Scorsese catalog. We did the Tarantino.
Our second director.
Yeah, so Scorsese was a really good pick for this one. So.
And I think our first time director on our YouTube. So it'll be
yeah. The
other one, you got to hear it only on audio. Please go check it out.
Yeah.
Well, guys, before I do our closing, I do want to remind you guys of a couple of things. Please go check out our episode on Totally Rad Podcast, again, with Jerry D, the host, and we talked all things Thundercats, as is on my shirt. It was a lot of fun. It's a really interesting and fun episode. We have some laughs. We do some impersonations. I think you guys are going to like it. And again, we have $20 t-shirts. If anybody wants some, let me know. I might try to be out tomorrow at Tandem in the morning for coffee and have some stuff with me there. Go check out my friend Robert Cubis's album, anywhere music is available, called King's Indian. I have posted it in our group. You can go look for it there. And then it's a lot of fun to listen to. You guys are really going to enjoy it. But yeah, for me, that's it.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, guys. Well, there's two things we'd like to say before we get out of here. As a reminder, guys, one of them is you got to make sure you seize the day, guys, just like Martin Scorsese does every time it seems he sits in that director's chair. He seizes the day, makes that movie his. You're watching a Martin Scorsese movie. And guys, like Captain America says, despite what Marty not liking it might be, you got to do whatever it takes, even if it means going against the machine and talking your opinion on superhero movies. So, guys, that is it in a nutshell for right there. Seize the day. Do whatever it takes. I am CM Chuck. This is
Double A.
Adam Mancy Madam. And we are Just Another Friday Night. And we'll catch you guys next Friday night. Good night.